similar to what they would experience with a customer coming into their store. They have a story that I'm going to read to you guys, tell you a little bit about what it is that this customer is specifically requesting. And as a fun add-on, obviously AI-generated art is a very big thing in today's world. We also have some inspiration from AI. We know a lot of customers are coming in these days and they're saying, hey, try to make this. This is something that I want. And maybe it's manufacturable. Maybe it's not, but today we want to provide something like that as inspiration. So the customer story is, I'm looking for a ring that feels organic, like it grew, not like it was manufactured. The customer would like to incorporate a 2-carat round diamond and is drawn to the idea of a solitaire stone cradled in a soft, petal-like form, almost like a flower in bloom. The 14-karat white gold split shank should feel like 2 vines coming together symbolically, while still remaining light and natural. She also would like small diamonds along the shank and profile with subtle pops of color incorporated into the design. She doesn't wear much jewelry, so the ring should feel comfortable and effortless on her hand. Nothing bulky, just thoughtful, sculptural, and full of quiet detail. The customer has provided an AI-generated image for inspiration and would like to see it brought to life in a unique way. Now, these are some very talented CAD designers that we have, so rather than saying we want you to directly replicate what we have in this AI-generated image, this is really just going to be inspiration for the designers to go in and make something that's really going to wow the customer. So with that being said, are you guys ready? Without further ado, let's get started.
All right, and we are live for the 26 Bench Jewelers CAD Comp Challenge. So I am your host, Bo Vallo. I also have the one, the only Michael Bartlett here with me.
Hello, people.
Yeah, I guess last year was good enough because they invited us back, man.
I've been waiting 1 year.
Me too.
1 year for this.
Same. All right, so I don't know if you guys heard the customer story. Jacob was supposed to drop it back off to me, but it's all right. He's a busy man. So we want something that. Do you have the story? Can you pop it up?
Basically, right now, Jacob just dropped some inspiration. It's inspiration as if a customer walked into a store and said, "This is what I want." The overarching theme was organic, flowy, light, and really just something that doesn't take a whole lot of notice when wearing it. Comfortable.
Yeah, so I have the story. So the main point is that they were looking for something that feels organic, like it grew from the ground, not like it was manufactured, right? So they want it in kind of a tulip halo, if you will. I don't know if you guys, no camera, that's all right. But it kind of, tulips in bloom ring, if you can imagine that. So it's pretty nice, but I see someone starting in clay U already, which is how would you accomplish this ring, Michael?
So the first thing I do is base my initial movements on where I think I'm envisioning the ring to go. And for me, that might be pen and paper, sketching something real quick, or it could even be sketching in matrix gold, just flat, even with the curve tool, just mocking up some lines. For me, though,
getting the form.
The first thing I'm doing, if this customer says they want a 2-carat round, that's the first thing I'm dropping in for me, because I'm going to make sure that everything I do fits and the story's told with that specific 2-carat round in mind.
And that's what you can see Christian doing. So they are using matrix gold. Also Andrew Schmidt, great guy. All of these are great designers. So you can see they are all. Well, two of the 4 are inputting a 2-carat round to build around. So
now, what's exciting about a competition like this is that you get to see the diversity in how people start a model. We've got gems on the screen. We're laying the foundation for what this ring could be with the center stone in mind, but we've also got, with Christopher and Marty, what seem to be some of the more aesthetic details being worked on. Maybe a leaf, and when you've got clay U, and whether it be clay U or sub D, What's nice about that is you can work it out. Once you drop your stone in, you've got the ability to move those surfaces, those edges, just like Christopher's doing right now. So for him, it may not be a concern to get that stone in early because he knows that he's going to have the ability to reshape that piece when he needs to.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Michael is a very classically trained designer through UL, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Industrial design?
Industrial design, the classical term for product design.
Yeah.
Basically, they are the people that make everything look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ergonomic and very pretty. Yep. So, just for a little context for everybody, I am very good in the CAD software. I teach it, right? So, I probably would be third on Michael's team.
No.
I would be third, probably.
What separates Bo from the typical CAD designer is that I would say a really elevated CAD designer is often a race car driver that can win races but sits in the pits waiting for his car to be ready.
Yeah.
Now, to get to the next level of racing, you really have to know the ins and outs of the engine, and you have to know how to communicate how the suspension's holding up and be able to communicate that to your engineering team. And that's where Bo, having both the design side of CAD, but also the behind the scenes, he's a trainer, he's helped develop the software. So it's not just about using the software, but Bo knows not just how, but why. And that's been a big contributing factor to his training success in building other successful CAD designers.
Can I get a testimonial, please? That was very nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
amen, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I like. Can you pull into Andrew Schmidt? I like how he. Yeah, that one. So he actually found a picture out off of Chrome and then imported the picture. Now he's just using it as a reference to kind of trace around to get a shape that he likes. This is. I mean, I do this all the time, honestly. If I'm building a ring for production and the customer's like, hey, this is what they want, you import it in just so you have reference and you don't have to keep opening like Windows Photo,
And this is actually a really good call out coming up at the Gem Vision Symposium in New Orleans, Louisiana from April 12th through 14th. We're going to have a number of sessions about using Matrix Gold, using CounterSketch, all of the different Gem Vision softwares, techniques, and tricks. And I will tell you, one of the classes is about optimizing your workflow, and it's going to touch on the value in dropping images into your design and really honing out the core needs of a design before you start building. And I like seeing that right now, dropping those images in, getting a baseline for what his leaf is going to be shaped like. And it's not that Andrew doesn't know what a leaf is shaped like, but he knows for the efficiency of getting this prompt through that he can pull an image straight off the web, drop it in, and trace over it.
That's what he did. Look at that nice shape too. So this is probably how I would attack this ring too. I definitely would start with a stone like you did. Can we go to Chris White's? I'm curious as to where he's going with it too. So this is how I would start too. Yeah, he's already got one petal actually. So start with a stone, create a petal around the stone using some sub-D. Clay U is very good. You could also use Rhino sub-D. Some form of sub-D that's inside of Matrix Gold. And then you can convert that over to like a polysurface NURB. And I would probably, for efficiency's sake, use a cage edit to manipulate them instead of sub-D'ing 8, 9, 10 different petals. But
oh, he's going for the split shank builder. So this is one of those awesome examples of tools provided in Matrix Gold that can alleviate certain processes, and in this case it's going to already snap out there a split shank with the stones coming together. All the math is pre-calculated for you, and there might be a situation where you need more finite control over that split, and if the controls in the split shank don't do it for you, then you can opt and go from there as a starting point and then start building off of that shank builder. It really is a balance of planning out whether you want to go parametric or just use some parametric or full stick building.
Looks like Christian. Can you zoom into Christian?
I dodged it.
Oh, no. I was like,
I flinched, yeah.
I flinched. Jump scare. It looks like he's using more of a bypass, which that's a very unique, take on this. So.
And that's the nice thing about this is that we're going to get to see interpretations of a design. And in this era, where in this prompt, the customer has brought in an example from an AI generated image, because you have to accept the reality that AI is not
going away.
No. And the general populace has unlimited access. This is not a tool that you have to purchase for some absorbent amount of money just to have access to. So more and more of our customers are seeing their customers walk in with AI generated images, and it's a matter of how these designers like Christian right now is interpreting that, to venture forward to build a truly custom piece for this person.
Hey, you know what else we're going to talk about at the Gym Vision Symposium?
Man, I wish you could tell me.
We're going to talk about AI.
Yes, we will. We're going to talk about the strengths of AI, the concerns of AI, your concerns of AI. But more than anything, I think we're going to give a glimpse into a lot of the research we've done with AI, how the industry's incorporating it, and what tools are out there that are being used actively right now, and also how you can incorporate some of that.
That's exactly right.
You do not have to be a full supporter of AI to find value
to leverage
in AI.
it. Nope. That's exactly right. Yeah. So during the presentation review, I was blown away by Chris and Peter's presentation. It's amazing. So can't wait for you guys to see it and check it out. Brandon, do we have any questions on the live stream? For those that don't know, go ahead and submit your questions if you have any.
We got Luna Faye rooting for Marty. Go Marty.
Nice.
We got some Tennessee fans out there. Brian, we see you. We hear you.
Yeah.
Let us know where you're from, where you're watching from. Let us know how long you've been using CAD.
Ooh, I like that.
Any kind of CAD. How long you've been doing it. Can I tell you what I love about CAD design? I'm going to tell you my favorite thing about the phrase CAD design. CAD, obviously the acronym for computer-aided design, but the most commonly used phrase is CAD design. So it's computer-aided design.
Yeah.
With design so nice, I say it twice.
Love it. You know what I love about CAD design? That no matter how long, especially within Matrix Gold and inherently Rhino, right? No matter how long you've been with the program, there's still like little nuggets that you learn.
Absolutely.
Almost weekly, but at least, at minimum, every month. And, I started in Matrix 6.5 maybe, or 7.5, 6.5. And
was it orange or blue?
It was orange.
That's 6.5. There it is.
It was orange.
Yeah.
So we've both been with the program a very long time. And still to this day, there's little things that I learn almost weekly. So
I also think that's about diversity in the group around you, or the group that you're exposed to. Now for you, with all the training you do and the customer contact, I bet you get a lot of feedback and a lot of use cases that expand beyond what you're used to.
Yeah, we definitely do, and we catalog all that feedback that we get, and we pass it over to the dev team, whether it's on the Gym Vision forum, which is probably the best place, whether it's in person, whether it's email, whether it's socials.
And speaking of the forum, if you're out there and you're a Matrix Gold user, that Gym Vision forum is your safe place. It's your safety net. That's where you can drop not just questions about how to do something, why something's done a certain way, but it's also a place to drop your feedback. Start the community chats about things you like, things you wish you'd see more of. And on top of that, if you're looking at something in this live stream right now and you have a question, you can drop it in the chat, or you can find us on the forum. Bo and I are on there. A lot of the teams are on there.
Yeah.
So you just make sure you ping us and say, hey, I was watching the live stream, heard y'all talking, here I am, I have a question.
Yep. And what's cool about the forum too, I didn't even know this, a customer really put me onto this, you can actually DM and direct message your question. So you can definitely do that to some of us too. I'm on there quite frequently, so.
We're seeing some of the rings start to take shape. This is where the silhouette's getting built out. Andrew's got his flower petals laid out around the stone. It looks like Christian has just that organic bypass building up, climbing up and around. Marty's got some, I'm going to go with that, might be a leaf. It could be an organic leaf shape that's going to come up and cradle the stone. And I really like, I'm interested to see what Christopher's got going on. We've got some extra gems coming into play. A marquee shape. Now, marquee lends itself to a petal, so he might be building off of that leaf shape and factoring in a marquee and how that can really build upon the initial concept.
Yeah, it looks like he's still doing sub D or clay U sub D, and it looks like Marty is actually doing a cage edit, which I wonder if he can hear me. So.
We also have a video. With some training with customers, and we really want to, as we're letting them build out the silhouette for this ring, and as we're talking about the forum and the value in Bo and Tanner's trainings, we're going to play a little video. Y'all can check it out, and it might just give a little bit more info and a little more insight than what I can describe in words.
Yeah.
Matrix Gold classes have been awesome.
It's wonderful, a lot better than I expected.
I would recommend Matrix Gold first.
We're going to try and locate that video, get it rolling for you.
I did hear it, Brandon. This is live, by the way, but we like to keep it fun. We like to keep it light here.
I think a couple people that are watching the live stream stepped away from their desks for a minute, so we pulled it back.
Yeah.
Pulled it back.
Yeah, we noticed that.
Matrix Gold classes have been awesome.
It's wonderful, a lot better than I expected.
I would recommend Matrix Gold first above the other softwares that I've used.
The Matrix Gold it's really smooth.
In person has been nice. I can ask questions.
What I really love is it's always evolving, like it's at the forefront of CAD, and I think that's really important for anybody that wants to be an expert in the field.
I recognize some of those faces, but you can also, right here, if you want to know a little bit more about what Tanner and I do, you can scan this QR code and, come in person, come virtual. We like to meet the customer where they're at, so whether you learn better in person, whether you're okay with virtual trainings, then we can meet you there.
Yeah, it's really about meeting the customer where they're at. And in some cases, that's going to be a one-on-one. Some cases, that's going to be an on-site training. And in other cases, it's virtual. We've also got training videos that we've published on the GemVision training site. And we also like to partner with other events. So we've got training that's centered around workshops here at Stuller. We've got training centered around Bridge at Stuller.
We have
so
3D
you can make more of it than just the Matrix Gold training. You can make full-on enterprise experience.
Yeah, that's a good call out. Kind of like Stuller does everything, from diamonds to burrs all the way to casting. GemVision training does as well, and we offer training in all kinds of different professions. You have CAD, obviously, through GemVision. We also do a 3D printing class that I believe the first one is May. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's May. We also do counter sketch trainings.
Yep.
And then we do stone setting, back to store trainings too. So not GemVision, but Stuller as a whole. Yeah, well, I think so. Chris, it kind of looks like he started over, but I'm noticing he's got his clay U in the bottom left down there. So he probably just job backed for either one performance or
Yeah, let's talk about job bagging, people.
Oh.
I'm going to be real with you. Use it.
Use it.
Look, every time we do a competition like this, and if you can pull back to the 4 viewers, Jacob, Brandon. I'm
Andrew.
looking one. Okay, so Christian's got a job bag of a gem there. Andrew's starting back up.
Yeah.
If we could zoom in on Marty right now, see what he's building. This is why I say job bag, because it's free. Did you know
It is
job bags don't cost anything?
Yeah.
And you
Maybe
never know
a
when
little
you're
memory, but
you never know when you're going to want to go back to that job bag. And
when people come to our trainings, that's when we talk about job bags. That's one of the biggest things I tell them: job bag early and job bag often. Right? Job bag should be your incremental saves where you get to a certain point of the design, and you're like, "Ooh, I haven't job bagged in a while." And once you play in the software, you'll kind of know that point where you're like, "Yeah, job bag." So,
and it really does give you. It's like the difference between playing a video game in my childhood in the early 90s when you have to beat the game all in one go. Save points are few and far between. You turn the machine off, you turn the game off, you know.
Yeah.
Nowadays, video games have that job bag. You can save every 5 seconds if you want to and just restart from where you want. And I mean, that's critical. Job bagging is going to be an option for all of our users to select specific items or the entire model and do a quick save.
yeah.
It will not save any of the background information. It's only going to save what you give it. And usually that's either all of the surface or some of the surfaces. You also have the option to do full save. So if you have hidden layers, if you have some of the geometry hidden in the hide tab, and you want to hit full save, you won't have to worry about losing any of that.
Yeah.
So it really is about understanding which one works for you at that time.
Yeah.
I tend to lean on job bag early on, and then as it starts to get to the moments where I have hidden layers, hidden parts, I'm going to hit a full save. You can always clean it up after, but to me, when you're running such a powerful software, and I find in my life, I'm running Matrix Gold, I might be running 2 other design softwares, I've got email open, I've got web pages. At some point, I'm testing the limits. And you finish a job at the end of the day. I don't know if you're like me and you say, I'm going to get right back to this first thing in the morning, and you just lock your computer and roll with it. Eventually your computer is going to tell you it's too tired, and you're going to be happy that you have all those different job bags.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, job bags are on everyone's screen at the bottom left on there in that projects panel. So the projects panel is exclusively words hard, used for saving, right? So yeah, right above Marty's name, you can see it right there. There's a full save button and a job bag button. And then you can always create a new project per customer. So that's kind of how we use those job bags, right? As Michael said, we create a new job bag, and then personally I use them as incremental saves as I'm going through the design. And then once I'm done with my version, right, version 1, version 2, that's when I use my full save. So, yep.
I'm just going to dive into the comments here, see what we've got. I think we got a lot of action.
Oh, I think my wife is in there. She said, "You're doing great."
All right.
Oh,
15 years in CAD and still learning new stuff all the time. Travo. Awesome, man. Hopefully that's with a good team around you, working with other CAD designers maybe, or maybe you're learning it from out there on the interweb.
Yeah.
Buffalo, New York. Okay. We've got a competition on hand now. Buffalo, New York is officially the farthest place to comment, I'm going to go with.
Far. Yep.
So far. If you can outdo it, let us know where you're from.
Let us know where you're from.
So, Noreen, you have been using CS for 10 years, and your son's using Matrix Gold for the last 6. Oh, yes. I believe there would be a way to show the inspiration drawing somehow.
Yeah. So,
we're going to look into that. All right, Martin, are you trying to build the same thing from the prompt? So many ways to tackle the job. Okay, so let me.
Jake, is that you? True test would be if all 4 of them.
Yeah, so we've got a comment from Ben Stuller Memes. He says the true test would be if they were interrupted 4 or 5 times to change a watch battery.
Yeah.
Now, if that's not spoken from someone trying to get a design done in the back of the store.
Mr. Fox, is that you?
So, Martin, yes, so many ways to tackle the job. All right, so
Yeah.
I've been at Stuller now for almost 17 years. Maybe 17 years, I'd have to do the math, and I've worked in the CAD design department for the entirety of that time. Started as a designer, I'm now the director of CAD design, and I can tell you that at no point in the extent of my career have we ever locked any of the designers into a correct way to model a design. Now, we do train on the appropriate standards, manufacturing requirements, and we have an aesthetic requirement to be upheld, right? Like, we have expectations, but I've got half a team that starts every model using sub-D. I've got the other half of the team that starts the model using sweeps, curves, and it goes from there, you know. It's really whatever tool is in your toolbox, and for us, Matrix Gold covers both ends of the spectrum and covers all of the needs. So I love that you're putting that out there. There's no one way to do it.
Yeah. So I would probably use sub-D just because it's a very natural kind of flowy, you know, free-form organic design. But there are people, just to give one of our employees a shout out, his name Momo Mosin. You guys probably have seen him and heard from him. He would probably surface model this because he is probably one of the best surface modelers I've ever seen. So we are working on that image for you guys.
I am a historically surface modeler myself.
Yeah.
And I have some designers on the team, shout out Danielle Kemp, who have put together a sub-D training tutorial with Melissa Burrell, and we started using that internally.
Nice.
And it has become a bridge for us surface modelers to really build our confidence in sub-D. And then we've got a lot of talented team members that come from a history of T-splines.
Yeah.
And
T-splines.
sub-D was a big win for those users as well.
Yeah, so I started sub-D modeling in T-splines as well, and sub-D is a very good bridge for that. It's like Andrew is going back to his leaf pattern, so let's see where he's at. You know, they do get a couple hours to create this, so it's not like they have to do it short. So Andrew, it looks like he's got his head down, which is good. I think Christian pivoted.
Andrew Schmidt just accessed a pieces parts opportunity within the software, and this looks like it's going to come in. He's going to probably use it as a sub-D or a clay U, and this is something that you can do every day, all day, and it doesn't have to be one of the items that's preloaded into the software. You can use that, you can alter it, and then you can save it on your own. You start building your own templates, your own template pieces and parts, and this is about optimizing workflow.
Yeah.
They've got a customer that's going to come back in a few hours after lunch or say, after shopping somewhere, and they're going to want to see something. This is where it benefits to have all of these back pocket styles already saved.
Yeah. Oh, he's actually using symmetry, which is pretty cool too. So for those that don't know, you see that bright yellow line? So sub-objects, you can choose a particular edge loop, and then whatever he does to the right, he can do to the left side as well, automatically, right? Kind of like a mirror, but it updates.
Absolutely. And talk about doing things a different way. One of the guys in the comments, Travo, I'm actually familiar with his work. I could tell you that he lives his life in symmetry.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I will actually get Derek Pinto to come sit with us for a little while as well. Just so Derek is a very, very well-trained sub-D modeler. So Yes, I believe he might have hosted this morning if you tuned in. He's a very good jeweler and sub-D modeler. So I keep picking on Andrew just because he's probably the most furthest along, but something like that. Did you see how this gumball was going north and south? Something like that, I would probably reorient my gumball. The gumball is that green, blue, and red thing that you see, the arrows. I do like where he's going with it. It's very nice. But reorienting that gumball towards your object rather than your construction plane, which is your world origin, that green and red origin, right? Gives you a little bit more flexibility in moving it. Yeah, so you see how it's going up and down, so you can actually reorient that gumball.
I think with the development of CAD software, there has been a development of CAD users as well, an evolution, I should say. And it's funny, you can almost gauge how you were trained, and when you came into the world. And in some cases, you might be brand new to CAD, but I can pretty much guess who trained you based on how you're doing things. And I am of the, let's say, older head but not so far back. I am in perspective 98% of the time.
Me too.
I'm
Absolutely.
using elevator mode, which is moving things vertically while holding control on the keyboard. I am a gumball user. I am snaps to move, and very rarely am I modeling from the top, front, or side view, unless it's to lay down the lines.
Really,
But
the only time I use them is like the planar views, which are your top, front, and side views. Pretty much exclusively if I'm doing a curve from 2 view. That's literally the. Yeah. So.
Pleasure to meet you, Dusty.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thanks for joining us. Looking at the comments here.
All right, so I believe we have the prompts. There we go.
So if you look at the screen now, you can see the inspiration image that was provided by the customer. And this was produced by a customer filling out what they thought they'd like in an AI software that then produced this image, and then they walked into a jewelry store essentially. And
Okay. I'll
got it.
take that one. Be right back, guys.
we've got Bo stepping away for just a minute. We've got a customer that's needing some assistance. He's stepping in to assist with one of the competitors, I believe. Yep, there he is. There's Bo working with Christopher. Right now we've got all of the contestants set up on laptops, and that's why many of them have the exact same UI layout on screen. Now, Matrix Gold, if you're in the comments, let me know. Do you customize your UI? What do you move around? I will tell you my quick command tabs are have grown with the newest advantage of adding your own quick command tabs. And if you look up at the top left of each screen, you've got your quick commands and it says default on that tab. You can produce as many of those tabs as you want. You can color code them. You can build your own UI in that way. And I love that. I use the ribbon bar for all of my parametric commands, and then I use the quick commands tab at the top left to build out my non-parametric commands. So I have the best of both worlds at the click of a button, and I really like that about the Matrix Gold interface. Right now we've got them all set up on the same style system, visiting laptops that they are using, so I'm sure a couple of these guys would love to have their own UI set up that they normally have, but this gives them a little bit of a more challenge. Could you zoom on Andrew Schmidt for me? Because I just want to show that right now he's got a slew of commands over there in the dynamic command side of things. You see the lightning bolts on there. I want everybody to know that those lightning bolts are letting you know it is in fact a dynamic command with sliders and adjustments that you can do, update, parametric builders. But we've got a world on-off option, that lightning bolt at the top of the stack on the right next to the eyeball. You can actually disable all of the dynamic features within that stack so that you can make adjustments without it recalculating. That's if you've got maybe a finished piece or a heavy piece and you know that you're about to make a heavy adjustment and you just got to make the adjustment without everything updating quite yet. That's where that world control dynamic lightning bolt command can come into play. Do you use that, Bo?
I use that quite often, actually.
I'm gonna have to get with you. I find myself not using it and then going, I should have used that.
Yeah, so that's how it starts, right? Because then you start to think of like different situations where you could have applied it. But yeah, we can circle back.
All right, Martin, you've got to customize the UI. Yes, that's the first thing I do. I customize my UI. And
Kev.
I see Kev's over there, customize entire setup. Absolutely.
Good guy, Kev. Yeah, so I use parametric history on. I use it on every job, but I don't completely use parametric history for the entire job, if that makes sense. So like I'll do gem on curve, extract ISO curve, like things like that. But like if I'm doing something organic or very flowy like this, there's not much that parametrics can offer for this. So that's one thing that we also teach customers, like when and where to use parametric history, because it's kind of a misinterpretation where people believe that you have to use parametrics for the entire model, and that's just not feasible or true. So
I'm liking the communication we're getting in the chat, so I'm going to lean on that for a second because I put a question out there and y'all are answering quick, so why not go into it? Let me hear you. Parametrics, yes, no, or sometimes.
Yep.
Let us know. And I think it often depends on what you're doing.
Absolutely.
If you're building a one-off piece in a set timeline, and look, spoiler alert, in the Optimize Your Workflow class at the symposium, this is a big part of it. I don't want to give too much away, but I can tell you right now, the first question I have for any kind of CAD project is, when do you need it?
Yep. And that's a good initial starting point too. 98% grasshopper. Whoa. Parametrics equal hard. Grasshopper.
The one Richard. Well done, Richard.
Yeah. The one Richard.
So
I don't even grasshopper just because, technically we have a proprietary software kind of that's grasshopper, but
look, he's right there with you, except
Yeah.
for organic. Yeah, no, that's the reality. And while there are some cases where you're going to be able to build out organic items with parametrics,
yeah,
you have to commit to the timeline that will require. And for me, it's when do you need something by? When do you need this by? And that's the difference sometimes with design.
Yeah.
How much development and exploratory work is going to happen versus nailing it down and getting it done.
For sure. I just saw Christian was showing another aspect of ClayU. So ClayU is pretty powerful. If I'm sub-D modeling, I would probably use traditional Rhino sub-D engine. But ClayU also has two other parts to it. So you can see right here, he's doing Sculpt. So Sculpt, is kind of like your clay modeling software that we all know and love. It's a good tool. Now it's not going to be as robust as those, but it'll allow you to put texturing and detail and stuff like that. So, do you use Sculpt? Yeah, let's run it back. Can we run it back?
Let's do a replay of Christian Schneider using Sculpt in ClayU. And while we're pulling that replay up, I have not been using Sculpt in ClayU, but I use ZBrush. So
Yep.
I think that this is just one of those examples where he's going to be showing us how you can get some of that ZBrush potential already contained within the Matrix Gold package.
That's exactly right. This is this is what I wanted to see. I love that we have instant replay capabilities for this now, Brandon. I do have to. It's pretty nice. So yeah, you know what? You know what else we're gonna learn at the symposium? We're shameless plugs over here, but you know what else? We're gonna learn a little bit of organic modeling, and we're gonna showcase a little bit of ZBrush. So
Awesome.
yeah.
There is, while you would hope that the software you use is the be-all end-all software and you don't need others than that,
Yeah.
there will always be opportunities for pairing softwares together. I know we had someone in the comments talking about using CS for 10 years, which at this point means you've seen a couple versions of CS.
You've seen Michael's work.
Yeah, it's in there. And I am a huge fan of Countersketch. But I also know that we have Countersketch users that have both Countersketch and Matrix Gold. And for those of you that don't know, you can actually build your own Matrix Gold parts and install them into your Countersketch library as functional items that you can then adorn to some of the existing styles. You can build out some of your other styles. So when we're talking about pairing softwares, Matrix Gold, Countersketch, whether it be ZBrush or using the Grasshopper plugin in Rhino, this is what's exciting about the CAD space, is that you can actually build out an entire system for yourself based on how you do things.
And there's so much innovation in it now too. Martin said, "I need to learn ZBrush." Oof.
I hear you, Martin. Do you use SubD right now? To Martin in the comments, I need to learn ZBrush. Do you use SubD? Have you used SubD? And because a lot of times we'll use SubD as our first and foremost
base.
opportunity to get a base of organics. And then if you have to sculpt, you've got the Clayu opportunity. But then, of course, if you have ZBrush in your toolbox, that takes it to the next
Yeah.
level sometimes.
Yeah. So Sculpt, like Michael said, SubD and Sculpt, they do a great job. However, if you're dealing with dense meshes and things like that, there's just some things that Matrix Gold and Rhino inherently is not optimized for. So that's when you can pass it over to ZBrush and add texturing and stuff like that. Now, I will say, you said you need to learn it. There is a very drastic and real learning curve attributed to that, especially if you came from the Rhino school of CAD design, but it's not impossible. Navigation's just different, but it's fun, I like what Andrew's doing here. If you can zoom into Andrew, please, Brandon. So he is actually looking like he's pulling marquee shapes and using them as the pedals, which I like it. I've seen a few designs like this, but I do like the amount he's doing.
So even when you have an inspiration image, like what our pretend customer came in, you'd have to know that Andrew's been in the industry. Here's our inspiration image. Andrew has worked on pieces, he's seen pieces, and he might have a vision that the customer doesn't know is possible.
Yeah.
When this customer comes in requesting an organic, feels like it's grown out of the ground, that might not be with any knowledge that marquee stones can lend itself to this. So I like that Andrew's venturing out and using this opportunity to build upon maybe sometimes the limitation of what the customer thinks is possible.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're sometimes going to get a customer that thinks any and everything's possible, and then you got to rein it back in. Yeah. But in this case, we're venturing out. Andrew's building out a story and hopefully building out a design that the customer would be amazed that that's not something she'd ever imagined, but just loves it.
Yeah. Yeah, what I would like to see with those is for him to take them and rotate them with copy to the other side. That way, you don't have that symmetrical look. I don't think he put them on the other side yet, but if and when he hopefully does, that's how I would do that. Christian over here looks like he's trying to project a vine, maybe. He's definitely got a split shank. It's pretty
It's
similar.
a unique style too. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he may be trying to put some sort of prong, or maybe, nope. See, so he's doing it, I guarantee he's probably from the old school Rhino, generic Rhino, because he's pulling surface points, which isn't incorrect, but yeah, nowadays you can take that and curve to view it or project. But I do like that he's in a planar view to pull his points.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks like so whenever you pull, and you guys can see that yellow error message, so that just means that whenever he had a dynamic object and then he used the Rhino gumball, it just transformed it and it broke whatever parametric history.
He's trying to close it out. It's got a graphic lock right now. Might have to save and reopen it. Technology can be so sweet, and it can be so sassy.
Yeah, that. Oof. True words have not been spoken. Let me go see if I can actually help Christian. And how many people do we have in the live stream? Just curious.
Again, thank you for joining us on the live stream. We're about 45 minutes into this CAD competition. They've been modeling for, I'd say, about 35-40 minutes after the initial intro and prompt. And for those of you just joining us, the prompt was a young lady comes into the store and she says, I'm looking for a ring that feels organic, like it grew, not like it was manufactured. The customer would like to incorporate a 2-carat round diamond and is drawn to the idea of a solitaire center stone cradled in soft petal-like forms, almost like a flower in bloom. The customer provided this AI-produced image that she built of her own accord prior to entering the store. It's going to be a 14-karat white gold split shank. Should feel like two vines coming together symbolically of the marriage, of the union, while still remaining light and natural. Maybe have some subtle pops of color incorporated to it. And look, she says she doesn't wear much jewelry, so it needs to be comfortable, not bulky. I have heard that many times before. When I designed the ring for my wife, elementary school teacher, she said it needs to be on my hand and not in the way. If you can imagine working with 7, 8, and 9-year-olds all day, but still wanting to wear your ring.
Yeah.
There is intent now. Jewelry is one of those special products that, in the retail space especially, is driven by aesthetics. But before it gets there, there's a lot of need for reality and functionality. And can it be cast? Can it be molded? Can it be 3D grown?
Yeah, there's so many things to take into consideration.
So shout out to all the CAD designers out there who figure out how to get a piece grown, figure out how to get a piece casted. And I'll tell you what, double shout out to those of you that had to do it on your own. But you don't have to, because we can help you. We've got classes right now going on at Bench Jeweler's Workshop for digital manufacturing. We've got classes on for supporting for 3D grows. We've got classes on the best way to get things casted. And if you ever can make it to one of these classes, please come check us out, Stuller.com events. And if you can't make it out here, guess what? We'll do it for you.
Yep.
So if you do the CAD, we'll grow it, we'll cast it, we'll set it, whatever you need. We are your secondary round for manufacturing. Hopefully maybe you use us for your primary round. But if you've got your own system, if you grow in-house, if you cast in-house, that is awesome. Give us a shout out in the comments. Let us know, do you do it? Do we do it? And what could we do? Help you out, especially when it comes time to like holiday season.
It's so funny because Sean Montgomery says this all the time. Shout out, Sean. He says, we want to be the easy button, you know? So like, yeah, you can do it on your own, and you probably do it on your own 90% of the time. But, you know, whenever you get busy and you need that extra support, we're that easy button. So shout out to Dusty, because he's... Another true test is the client emailing about 3 major design changes right about the time you finish the design. How often does that happen, Michael?
So, look, here's the thing. It's a community, right?
Yep.
No matter where you are in CAD, it's a community, especially in the jewelry industry. And we like to hold our Matrix Gold community close. But this is one of those questions we get a lot, and we get it from all 10 years of CAD designers. When you have a client that is pushing multiple redesigns, at what point do you factor in a price adjustment? How do you handle that? You may have other things in queue, right? And for us, and I can tell you in the way that we manufacture here and the way that we have very strict timelines, there's a difference between a redesign and an aesthetic enhancement.
Like modification.
Okay? Yeah. So I think what you have to do for all of our CAD designers out there, what determines for you modification or an aesthetic enhancement versus a redesign? And I'll tell you my baseline. If you would have to redraw the piece, if you had a drawing of the piece, so you don't always have one, but if you had a drawing of the design and the request would have required you to redraw it, that's a redesign.
I
So
like that.
it's not
Actually.
moving this over, moving this up, changing the stone shape. But if you've got a split shank solitaire and they ask for it to be a bypass, that's a redesign.
Yeah.
You know?
I've never thought of it in terms of actual drawing, but I do like that. Because most of the time you quantify it by some time frame, like, hour and a half, 2 hours it'll take. But yeah, I like the drawing idea, actually.
To me, it helps the customer understand your basis.
Yeah.
You're not just erasing a portion of it and redrawing the sculpturalness of a vine. You're not maybe adjusting the side stone size. But if it would have required you to get a fresh piece of paper and start drawing it again, that's a redesign, and that's going to adjust your deliverable timeline or the price.
I like what Christian's doing over here. And shout out to you, Dusty. Great comments. He said, man, y'all are killing this, doing a great job with the commentary. Clap, clap, clap.
Appreciate that, y'all. We appreciate all joining us. This is a little different than what we're used to. Usually we get to see our customers face to face. Usually we get to talk to y'all right here and right now. But for right now, we appreciate y'all just listening in, chatting us up in the chat when you can, enjoying the CAD competition. I will say, it's a little fun rendering in the, modeling in the render mode sometimes,
Yeah.
It's like a preview. It gives you a vibe of where you're headed. And I'll tell you, if you've ever had a customer over your shoulder while you're modeling, the reaction in switching it from the CAD green to render mode does change the tone in the room as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's hard for customers to visualize that CAD green. I'm more of a plastic display mode. Here's a new question for you guys. What display mode is your default? Tell a lot about a person by their display mode, just saying. But yeah, the display mode kind of colors your viewport, right? So you have those 4 main views. Machine, Trav, I know you have got to be joking. Machine display mode?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No. Plastic. Thank you, Sammy.
What's wrong with machine?
It doesn't show curves.
Look, what's the person that can just see the future before it's happening? You know what I'm talking about. Not a psychic, but
Oh, right.
clairvoyant. Thank you. So
yeah.
we've got Travo 9485 clairvoyant modeling, only in machine mode, no curves, no seams. But then he chimed in, it's with sub D.
Okay.
That changes things up. We've got Martin with plastic, Smile, Sammy with plastic.
Yeah.
Man.
Are you a shaded?
No, here's the thing. I am shaded. I'm a shaded, but I also
like shaded.
I've also changed my shade mode settings to I don't even know what I use anymore.
For those that don't know, you can modify your display mode. So just for context, display mode is kind of coloring, right, for those that don't know the software. You have your main viewport in the middle, and you can see 3 of them are actually zoomed into perspective, which I model 98% of the time too. But
I do 99. I do 99% of the time.
Yeah. Probably. I do a lot. And then Marty
I do more than him.
Marty over here has his 4 views that he custom arranged, which is pretty cool. So Marty is actually in shaded mode. Andrew's in shaded as well, and Christian's modeling in a quick render.
Quick render mode. I will say when I'm analyzing, so when you've got organic, and I hear you on the plastic.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. He's pulling in another part. Where do you go to pull a part in like that, Bo?
So for that part specifically, he went into the ClayU library and imported that one in.
Perfect. And I have used the ClayU library.
Same.
And let me tell you, this is all about, we go back to the comment, there's no right way to do it. I pull in a ClayU part, and do I use it with ClayU? I don't have to. I don't always.
Nope. You can quad remesh it, and
but I know that part's in there, and it's going to help me out.
Yep.
When I'm working organic, even shade mode, even plastic mode, can hide subtle kinks or surface imperfections.
Surface tensions.
Yeah. I like the show backface mode, the white, that like white felt looking, that really divulges imperfections. Now, you're looking at a piece at 300 scale on screen.
Yeah.
And you have to weigh the advantages of making it perfect. But I will tell you the world we live in, and this is what I've witnessed more so in the last 5 years than any other part of my career. The customer is using the on-screen image as their basis for what is correct. If you think about it, they are not shopping the finished piece.
Yeah.
What are you providing at the end of a CAD design for their approval?
Yeah.
It's a render, right?
It's a render.
It's a render, or they're looking at it on screen. That's where it becomes more difficult as a CAD designer, because you can no longer say, I'll fix it at the bench, which you can do. You can do that. But there's an expectation of perfection.
Yeah, you set the expectation with the customer that the ring would look like that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Also, minutes in CAD can save hours at the bench.
Absolutely. That's a good motto that we follow here. Yep. I do like the shape of Marty. Marty's flower. It looks like he surface modeled the top. Maybe patched it. I don't know. It's kind of got different. I think he extruded it and then maybe pulled some points. I didn't catch how he made the actual shape, but
he did it, and he did it fast. I saw that.
I remember seeing.
Or
points,
you know what he might? I will say this: if he cage edited or bent, it would have rebuilt the UV to that extent as well. So he might have done that.
Yeah.
We have any cage edit users out there?
I use cage edit periodically. Don't at me in the comments, but I do. Only for like those minuscule tweaks, you know. But also, I think I said it earlier, I would build one sub D object, convert it, you know, once I like the shape, and then I would use cage edit to kind of pull the right down, pull the left up, you know.
I call cage edit a quick win.
Yeah.
It's not something you typically do at the start of building, but it is something that can be very advantageous if you know the tricks of it. And that's something that I think we can get to the forum with one day, the tricks of cage edit. And it's going to be coming up at the symposium in New Orleans, April 12th through 14th. We're going to have some quick wins, tips and tricks. If you're out there, can't wait to see you. But we do radial cage edit internally here, if you have to thicken a ring, you know, without resweeping it.
Let's see a replay if we can.
So we're going back now. I see a cage.
You were correct. He's got a lot of points on there, but maybe he wanted that detail. So for those that don't know, cage edit puts a bounding box around an object, and then you can use these points. You can see how he grabbed the center line and pulled them down, and then, yep, he's going to pull the right one and left ones down, I have to imagine. Ooh, who's clairvoyant?
Yeah. This is a replay. Now I'm not sure if he never saw it or if I'm glad I didn't bet him.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a, yeah. Oh, and then he bent it. Ooh.
Yep.
That's all right. We cut it off too soon. Sorry, that was my fault, Brandon.
So the hidden secrets of how someone does CAD. And let me tell you, when it gets in metal, all bets are off.
Oh, God, yeah. Yep.
When I started in CAD design for jewelry almost 2 decades ago, the talk of the town at that time was, you can do it in CAD, but I don't want it to look like you did it in CAD, which is very similar to this prompt. I want it organic. I don't want it to feel manufactured. And that is a journey I think we all go on, but the industry's been on.
Yeah.
And that's the inception of CAD, not to replace wax carvers, because we have many wax carvers who actually trained into CAD, not to replace the artist inside of jewelry, but to achieve the aesthetic with different tools.
And a CAD technician really struggles with aesthetics and flow sometimes, and that's one thing that I've kind of had to learn a lot as well through my time in like CAD CAM and in Sketch. Like if someone gave me an image and said, take this image and recreate, and I think this is the main difference between someone like you who's classically trained and someone like me that came up through the kind of production pipeline, is I could do that, and you probably could as well in a matter of hours. But like if a customer came up like this customer did in the story and said, hey, I want this but make it unique, I would struggle. So I really sympathize with what they're doing. They're doing a great job. I have a feeling you could probably knock this out in pencil drawing in a matter of minutes.
And I think that's a matter of your background.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're bringing it up because, and I think Martin had said it earlier, there's no one way to do it. There's no one way to start a piece. There's no one way to visualize it. I'll tell you, the design team at Stuller that I work with, last year we did a book club, and to all of the technology-based industry professionals out there, the book Creativity Inc. by Ed Catmull is huge. It's awesome. It's enlightening. It's supportive. Let me tell you a little bit about it real quick. I'm not plugging this book, but in an
sponsored.
industry, the guy Ed Catmull, he's the godfather of like spline modeling.
Whoa.
So he's Pixar. Yeah, you got him. Sorry, side Brandon on the side. It's Pixar. He is from Pixar. He's from Industrial Light and Magic. He's one of the godfathers of 3D organic modeling.
Wow.
So he writes the book. It's about the creation of Toy Story and all of these different things. But what we took away from the book was a realization of success from different avenues. And we actually did this study, and I found out that one of my most talented senior designers had a similar trait to one of Ed Catmull's senior animators. The guy who animated The Little Mermaid, okay, so that goes back 30 years.
Yep.
The lead animator for Little Mermaid could not visualize what he was going to draw before he drew it.
Whoa.
So
I don't know how.
So the assumption is that someone at that level can do it and can just picture it in his head. He only would be able to work out the animation once he put pencil to paper and roughed it, and then fine-tuned it. So I think there's an assumption in the industry that to be a successful CAD modeler, you have to be able to visualize in 3D space from the get-go. And what that book brought realization to me as a director of the CAD department is that that's not always true, and you have to be open to the fact that some people will be successful putting surfaces up in space and building from it as they go, versus myself, who the second I'm about to start modeling it, I'm visualizing the finished piece, and I'm essentially tracing what's in my head.
See, that's kind of how I do it too. Whenever I get a picture or image, or even conceptualize something, I look at it and like think about my different avenues of attack. Like, this would be easier with curve network. This would be easier with subdig. This would be sweeps. I did see a comment in cage edit to get the pointy ends on a bypass. So that one, I don't know if I'd cage edit that. What I would do, Martin, what I would do is actually split the sweep or the surface that goes up, and then blend surface those two together.
So you would basically split edge and blend it to itself, and then you have control over the pointiness of it.
Oh yeah. Yep. In fact, I think there was actually a reel that we posted about this symposium. My favorite tip and trick. Yep. Go to Jim Vision on Instagram, I believe, and if you see one of me, I believe that's the tip and trick.
It's kind of recent, wasn't it?
It was very recent.
I'll try and pull up the date.
Yeah. We will have someone else joining us whenever he gets here. As promised, I said Mr. Derek Pinto would be joining.
Can I give him an intro?
Absolutely. Please.
All right.
Please give him an intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am now turning this microphone over to the one and the only Derek Pinto, a man of many talents, but one talent most of all is that within the 3D modeling CAD space. He is a sub-D master. The D is for diligent in that sub-D word. Diligent, directive, and never diluted. The one, the only, Derek Pinto. Yay. Y'all can't see it. There's fireworks. There's smoke.
Everybody's clapping over
Yeah,
here.
he's coming down the ramp. There's a whole audience here. They're losing their minds.
I told you, we like to have fun around here, guys.
To all my people out there in the CAD world, this is Michael Bartlett. I appreciate you joining us. I'm now handing it over to Derek.
And Michael will more than likely be back as well.
I'll be back.
Oh, wow. That was quite the introduction from
That was quite the
Mr.
intro.
Michael Bartlett.
That was quite the intro. Thank you, Michael.
Holy cow. How's it been
Such
going?
a great guy.
Yeah, seriously.
God, he's such a good guy.
He's really one of a kind.
Yep. Well, welcome, Derek.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Thanks for sitting with us today.
Oh, of course.
So it's been going good. You can see. So I don't know if you read the prompt. But
That I didn't get to see it. I was going to say, I don't know what
I know
was going on.
exactly how you would attack this, though.
Oh, let's see here. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's no big deal.
So I kind of gave you a little. Oh, look, Jed Segura says, "Let's go, Derek." Oh, you got some fans in the chat.
Oh, thanks, Jed.
Yeah. So
Shout out my Gem Vision devs.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Derek is an expert sub-D modeler. Expert. Yeah. So.
You're really talking me up too much.
Well, I've seen your work, Derek. You can't lie to me.
I'm okay at it. There are definitely people out there that are better than me.
Who, Travis? The one that...
The guy that made it.
The
Yep.
guy that made it?
The guy that made it. He might be better than me, probably. I really just kind of hammered my head against the wall long enough to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. And I don't know, because I haven't been following too closely because I've been at the CAD Camp booth the whole time.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure who has been leveraging sub-D, who has not been, what kind of techniques they're using.
Yeah, so I think all of them except Marty and Chris. No, Chris tried it, but then he abandoned it. So
Gotcha.
All the top two and then Chris at the bottom leveraged sub-D. So he's actually using Clay U sub-D.
Yeah.
I believe Christian used Clay U as well. Chris, I want to say dabbled in both, but then he abandoned it.
Gotcha.
And then Marty over here for his shape. How do you think he created that? It's a very nice shape.
Oh, I think he probably just surface modeled it, right? Did you take a block or something and cage edited it?
He took a block and cage edited it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very nice shape, though.
It is. It does. It looks really good.
I know.
I think the most important thing to recognize is it is a completely, I don't want to say completely different. It's just a different way of going about things.
Yep.
Slightly different language, slightly different rules. But it just depends on what you want and how nice you want it to play. The Clay stuff works really well. The way all of those surfaces react is fundamentally the same as if you just use sub-D from base Rhino.
Yep.
It just is in the plugin. That's really all it is.
Yeah, it's in the app rather than just a plugin that you have to open. For those, just to kind of give a little context on what sub-D is, right? So you take an object and you subdivide it, right? So you take that object, and you can see the leaf over there that Andrew is playing around with has been subdivided into little faces, right? And he's actually right on cue selecting these faces.
Yep.
So using the surface tension between the faces, users can scale, rotate, and even translate them like I'm like speaking it into
dude.
existence.
You're just making it happen right now. Are you sure he's not listening to us? Is he tuned into the broadcast?
He might be, actually. I don't know.
I didn't see
Probably.
headphones.
He probably got his headphones on right now. Like,
Wait, are they allowed to have headphones on?
I don't know.
If
We
it
should
were
probably
me,
think about that.
I would totally have headphones in.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, I'd be bumping out to something.
Yeah.
But you can definitely see how the different approaches affect how they're modeling it and just like how organized they are with all of their loops and everything, right? So you can see a little bit earlier, Christian was struggling a bit because he has a bit of a mismatch in the number of edges and faces on two of his objects. So it was failing to bridge. And then when he did bridge it, it gave him something he wasn't expecting. So it just depends on how well organized you are and how much you plan ahead before you get started. Right?
Yeah, and I think that's one key takeaway from SubD that it took me a while to learn is like translating and manipulating is one thing, but planning ahead is actually like planning your segments and your actual like seams and verts. Like planning ahead will save you so much time in the long run.
Oh yeah.
In fact, we were shameless plug again. We were doing a symposium presentation review, and Derek taught me something that one of the presentations. You can give him a little nugget if you want, but
so Bo and I are together. We're in on organic modeling, so we're gonna make some cool organic shapes, give you some pointers, show you some workflows, maybe some things you don't know about at the symposium. But one of the big things is you can start really, really broad, right? Oh, also, yeah, April 12th to the 14th, we're going to be in New Orleans.
Yeah. New Orleans in the Garden District.
It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be good weather. We're going to have good food. We're going to learn a lot.
Oh, it looks like we have a daughter or son in the chat. It says, "You got this, Dad." Marty.
Hey, we love to see family support.
Marty's shape is probably my favorite so far, at least the halo. So he's doing quite well. You should be proud of him.
Oh yeah. I really do like the shape of that. He did really well putting that together. Yeah. But essentially, you can start really, really broad when you are making your sub-D, and then you can paint in the design after. You don't have to start with something that's very complex. In fact, it's better if you just start with almost nothing.
Yeah.
And then paint it in as you need it. And if you have an idea or like a vague awareness as to how much of something you're going to need, you can kind of just plot it out.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know I'm going to put stones in a section. Well, I just might need a little bit more faces in there if I need to make a channel. I know that maybe I'm making something anatomical, like an animal. You can kind of define like the ridge of a nose or like the part of a cheekbone or something. And it just helps you model around that.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some cage editing going on over here too. Christian's making it happen.
So we actually asked them about cage edit, and a few of them said yes. Martin said cage edit to get the pointy ends of a bypass sweep. How would you do that?
To what? To get it to
like the end caps to be pointed.
Oh my gosh.
On a bypass.
I mean, I would have made the whole thing in sub-D. So, so that would have made it a little bit easier. From there, basically, you need one loop at the end that kind of marks off your border from where you could then have your other loops on the top. And essentially, you take your top two loops, you pull them forward, so that way it kind of stretches out further, and you take your bottom two loops and you kind of move them up part way, so it kind of forms a diagonal.
Yeah.
And then that way, once you go into the smooth output, it's going to look like a little bit more pointed. You get a little more fine control over the end there, and then with cage edit, once you back out of the cage edit, you're done. There's no going back and changing it. You'll have to cage edit it again, or just undo and try it again. With the sub-D, if I mess it up, man, I can just lop that whole end off and just put a whole new one on there. I can just grab my faces and my edges, and I can just readjust it and get it until I get it to where I want it to be.
Yep. So I probably, for a bypass, would have also done sub-D. However, if you do them in sweeps or NURB objects, right, what I recommended was split with ISO and then blend those two together, and then you can, I don't know if you've
Oh,
Tried
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
Like
one of my favorite ways to close in like open, non-planar ends. You know.
in CAD cam, a lot of people really like profile cap. But profile cap always makes this like X shape. I don't know. It's just the way the command goes, and it's
Pulls
super
to a point,
useful if you want something that's going to be that you just need to close off, or you want like a really low dome on it. Most of the
So-
time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was going to say Jed, who is in the chat, can probably correct me, but if I'm not incorrect, it pulls a center mass point and then does a rail revolve. But I could be wrong. But Travo said, I compare sub-D to oil painting. It builds up over time. That's a great analogy, actually.
I do like that, with the only caveat being, an oil painting, you're painting on one canvas. In sub-D, if you continue to build on one single object, you're going to end up with the heaviest geometry muck, and it's really difficult to work with.
Yep.
So it's important to layer your individual sub-Ds and not fall into this trap of just making one thing, all of your entire design out of one object.
Yeah, that's a great call out, actually. If you're doing like a shank or something, like I'm not going to continue to extrude the shank into a scroll that's going to go into prongs. You know, like those can be individualized, which I think would save you a lot of VRAM, actually.
Oh, a ton. And you can absolutely do that if that's a core part of the design, right? But I probably would just have one part of the shank, or build the scroll part separate and the prong part separate, and then you can always just bridge them together or stitch them together. But I'm still making them as separate parts. And
Yep.
honestly, in my job bags, I'll be saving them as separate parts as well.
Yep. All of my RAM on this one model. Take it all, right? All the VRAM, all the CRAM too.
Man.
No. One, and just to kind of tell you guys, because a lot of people, used ClayU in here. ClayU is not inherently bad. Now, personally, I use ClayU is actually really good because it's got 3 separate workflows, right? You have sub-D that I talked about, then we have sculpt, and then we have emboss. I use emboss all the time, literally all the time. But the difference between ClayU and Rhino is, well, Rhino does not, and when I say Rhino, it's the Rhino plugin for sub-D. It does not have the 2 others, like the emboss and sculpt.
We got our first. Is that our first crash?
I think Andrew did.
Oh, okay, second
But
crash.
yeah, second crash. But that's good. I mean, we're hour and a bit in. That's good.
Oh yeah. I wonder what he was doing that crashed it. Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's good.
I do wish that we sub-D in Rhino had ClayU Sculpt, ClayU Emboss. Those are invaluable. It would be really nice to just kind of keep everything in one spot,
Yeah.
not have to like drop in, drop out.
Or bring sub-D into the UI of Matrix Gold. That would be nice.
Oh yeah, that would be huge.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to. Oh, we have Krista Kelly. Thank you for representing Florida, Christopher. You got this. Hey, Chris is a great guy. I actually know all of these contestants personally, and they are all great guys. Can we zoom into Chris real quick? Can we zoom into Chris real quick? Christopher White, zoom in. I just want to see what he's doing because he has. I want to say that's the sub-D object that I thought he abandoned that he is bringing back out.
Is that? Oh, it is. Oh,
it
wow.
is.
Is that a quad? Oh, it's a clay object. Okay,
Clay
so
object, yeah.
it's ClayU.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought he was going to abandon it, but he built a tulip head,
Okay.
and now he's actually putting the pedals around. Which,
Gotcha. I'm trying to see too. I wonder how many people are going to make it a lot like the image that's in the prompt versus their own version of that.
So the presenter, Jacob, did a great job, and we have it on screen here for you to see. He said that it must be a unique that the customer does not want this exact design.
Gotcha.
But there's a few call-outs in there, like a 2-carat stone. Marty still trying to load. So let me go see if I can lend a hand, and I will be right back.
It's interesting just to see how the different forms are coming together, and I'm curious to see how they're going to take the individual parts and flow them together, right? So we can see Christian here adding some scrollwork pieces on the top here, largely made up of pipes. Maybe a sweep. Nah, it's a pipe. It's got some Rhino history on there, kind of keeping everything nice and updated to it. It's a great way to be able to just take any kind of line that you have and just sort of add some physical geometry to it, get something that represents what you're making. It may not even necessarily be what you want at the very end of things, but at least you're getting pen to paper and seeing what's going on and where your designs can lay and how to improve that. I'm just curious to see, too, if he's ever going to run a fair on that and get it all kind of put together. And then Andrew, too, he has his shank kind of all together with his split shank. A little bit of wobble there on the bridge as it approaches the top, but I'm curious to see how he incorporates the bottom of the shank, right? Like, it does have a bit of a flow to it, but it's kind of bends out of shape as it approaches that 3/4 point. And obviously he's not zoomed in on it now, but it's something I did notice earlier. Yeah, there you go. You can see it now, how it kind of has a little bit of a lump as it comes up. It can be difficult to incorporate some of those organic pieces together. There's always some good ways to be able to kind of fit things on top of each other, or like fake a flow or like a blend. Or even if you just make two pieces directly on top of each other and just mirror it. I mean, sometimes you can get away with it like that. For 3D printing, it may not like that because the coincident faces makes it hard. So that's when two faces are in the exact same spot. Can make it difficult to create a mesh or make it watertight. But there's also ways to get around that. So. Yeah. Oh, and Marty's going on this way. It looks like we're starting to lay out some stones on the surface there. Maybe getting a little bit of pave action going. Using 1-pointers right now, 1.3mm rounds. A pretty good distance there. Kind of butt up against that setting, which is totally fine, actually. You can fit a prong in there. As long as you can get a tool to pass through it, you should be good to go. Let's see what we got. Now we're opting for what looks like row pave. Oh, looks like he bumped himself out of the command, too. You might start over. Yep, there he goes. Just going to get rid of those. Maybe he doesn't like it. Maybe it's not wide enough for him. May have to reapproach that, but there's no way to know. We'll see what he's got going on in his head. Oh, that's interesting. Christopher's got a nice little polar array going on there.
All right, and we're back.
Hi, welcome back.
We keep it live over here, guys. You know, dealing with CAD software, if you're a designer, in the chat, I'm sure you have crashed before. So he was trying to put a gem on surface on a dense poly surface.
Oof. Yep.
Which isn't ideal. Naturally, you would want to extract that surface that you want to put a gem on surface on, but yeah, you know.
Sometimes
you live
too,
and you learn.
Sometimes too, even if you snip something out, it's technically a trimmed surface.
Oof.
So as far as like Rhino is concerned in the background, it still has all of that surface there. It's just showing you only the part you want to see.
Yep.
So it's whenever you feed it into something to like put it on there, it can be really
Heavy.
deceptive and a lot heavier than you think. Even though the one section you have isn't very dense and it may be much smaller than what you built it on top of.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that can be difficult, especially working with sub-D parts, any sub-D part, whether it be Clayu or the native one in Rhino. When you do bring that into being a poly surface, it can be quite heavy. I mean, there's a lot of information, a lot of geometry to describe there, so there's always a lot of vertices and a lot of data.
Yeah.
So when it's a sub-D itself, it's quite light. But as soon as it has to be a poly surface, it can be heavy. So it's important to kind of keep that in mind and keep manage your resources in the background.
Yeah. Do you want to, I don't know if we want to go all the way down the rabbit hole, but talk about how a sub-D is built, maybe with like edges and verts and...
I mean, we can. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
basically, a sub-D, what you see, so the round output of a sub-D is actually a lie.
Yep.
You are not seeing what the computer is seeing. A lot of times, and this in base Rhino, you hit tab, and I think it's similar in Clay as well. You hit tab,
yeah.
and it just switches over to the square output. So actually, what's happening in the background is it's just a mesh made up of squares, and all of that is where the computer is actually reading where your points are and where to display that geometry. There's a lot of heavy-duty math in the background, but what it does is essentially what is the equivalent to like interpret curve and reading that data of the distance between the points and like what happens with that line. But now threading that through all of your vertices and all of your edges. And that's what kind of creates the fabric. And it's important to kind of think of it as a fabric.
That's the exact analogy that I tell my classes.
Hey.
Think of it like fabric, picking it up like surface. Yep.
Exactly. A lot of times I'll use like a string, right? But you have to think of a string in 3 dimensions. But if you take 2 points on a string, like the two ends of a string, and you bring them together, what happens? The string bunches up in the middle, right? Same sort of thing happens with the sub-D. If they're too close together, then it just bunches up. So too many edges to describe everything, it throws everything out of balance, and everything gets bunched up really quickly.
Yeah, I think that's a good call out, especially that your smooth view is a lie, because a lot of people don't know. If you can imagine, it's essentially like anti-aliasing between those 2 points to fake a smooth, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So is matrix gold more RAM or VRAM dependent? That is a good question, and you're not going to like my my answer, but it depends on what you're doing. So if it's some sort of graphics processing of sub-D, of NURB objects, naturally that'll use your VRAM. If you are, have data in the document, whether it's like a render mesh or multiple objects in the background, or you're doing some sort of heavy processing inside of the that would be more RAM dependent, but it will use both of them, right? VRAM is the memory for your GPU, your graphics processing unit. Your RAM is for this is context for the others in the chat that might not know what that is, but your RAM is actually going to be your processing memory, right?
Yep. Well, and to make it easier, it's like if you have a lot of objects in the document and it bogs down really hard, that's probably bearing down on your VRAM. If you're running a Boolean, like a Boolean difference on 2 really complex objects, that's going to use a lot of your regular RAM.
Yeah.
I think it's tied up.
Yeah, so it looks like the Marty Collins is actually doing a gem placer, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he's putting a pave on the so just like the prompt said. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So can you run it back to the beginning, Brandon? Beginning of this command that he laid pave on the. I don't know when that was, but it'd be cool to see how he can lay those out.
Oh, he's using prong placer too.
Yeah.
He may not know that smart prong exists.
Yeah, I would probably use smart prong. So in 3.11 update, we actually came out with a few new commands regarding prongs. The first one would be smart prong, which
it's right there. It's in the upper left. I can see it. It's right next to bail.
Yeah, prong on surface. I would probably use static prong on this, which static surface prong, and it's the same thing that he was doing. He has a dense poly surface, and
it's gonna keep doing
putting it on surface. So let me go.
Help him troubleshoot that, because he'll keep running into that over and over again. But let's run through this and let's see when he was running this command here.
Whoa.
All right. Looks like we got it. I think we're at the right spot. Ah. We're running through it all real quick. There we go. We're running it backwards quickly. There we go. You should be good here.
Yeah,
There we go.
perfect. Ask and you shall receive. Brandon is on top of it. I tell you what. So, Gem Placer is a really, I love this command, honestly. It allows you to put any gems on any surface, regardless. Also meshes, too, if you didn't know.
Yep.
And you have hotkeys. Q, E goes larger, smaller. So if you wanted to do your prototypical pave set, things like that, you can also control the spacing distance.
Oh, looks like you might be doing it again right now. Having to run it back. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we can see him do it again.
So it looks like he's doing it again.
And we can never stress the importance of job bagging in between steps.
That is the exact conversation Michael and I had. Job bag early and job bag often. So, yes, I would job bag probably after every major step. If you don't, you are. Let's be realistic. It's a heavy, resource intensive, right? CAD software that it's technology. It all of them sometimes crash. So it's good to have a save it.
Absolutely. Nothing's worse than working on something for like an hour and a half and not realizing that you saved, and it just crashes. And you're like, oh, great. The good news is you already did it, and you figured out the workflow, so it might take you a third the time, but it still doesn't feel good.
It does not feel good. I don't like that one bit. And I tell you what, you learn your lesson very quickly. You do.
Yeah.
You do learn that lesson very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. How many people we have in the chat, Brandon? What does it say? 54.
That's pretty good.
That is good. It was so good last year that they invited us back, which...
That's kind of sometimes shocking, but I appreciate it.
I know.
I think it was on the broadcast last year for all of like 10 minutes.
I heard you were on the podcast this morning, too.
I was, yeah.
Why don't you give the people a little bit of your background? How'd you get here to Stuller?
So for those of you that don't know or just tuning in, I'm Derek Pinto. I've been doing jewelry for like 20 years now, going on 21 years. I grew up working in my family's shop, Southwest Florida. And
you give them a shout out if you want.
Yeah, shout out to Travis Jewelers. They're in Cape Coral now. They started out in North Fort Myers before. It's just my mom and my dad and I for a number of years. And Dad's been a bench jeweler forever, so I sort of learned from him and really learned by doing. So we were early adopters of Matrix. I want to say like 2000. Oh gosh, they flew out to Davenport.
Yep.
So this is like 2005, 2006. Matrix 5.3. And I would spend time at the store after school or on winter break, and it was like, hey, you know how to use a computer, why don't you learn? And then the rest is history. So I've been doing this quite some time. I've been involved in every aspect of jewelry manufacturing. So I've done casting, setting, hand engraving, hand fabrication, CAD, 3D printing, ran the CNC machines, you name it, I've done it. And I have some kind of weird story about it too. But so I was working at a private jeweler in Colorado, and then an opportunity arose for me to come and work at Stuller over in the CAD CAM department, and I jumped at it, and here I am.
Yeah, and what do you do in CAD CAM?
So I am a sketch team lead, so I'm kind of in charge of the sketch team. I help support them whenever they run into any kind of issues with modeling or an approach or any kind of workflow. And then if they have any other issues, like I'll come up with a tool to be able to maybe help them out or plan it, or if there's any issues with manufacturing, I'm the go-to guy.
Like diamond quads, right?
Like diamond quads, exactly. And I can't believe we figured that out.
I cannot believe we figured that out.
That was
something. For those that don't know, Derek and I were throwing around an idea for the organic modeling, which there's probably no reason you guys should know this, but so we were throwing around ideas for organic modeling, and the symposium presentation, by the way. So we saw a reel where there was a customer that did diamond quads, which, if you know Sub-D, there's no easy legit way to do this without a little bit of movie magic? Well, there was someone in here that said he uses Grasshopper 98% of the time. So,
Oh yeah.
Derek actually figured it out. The sub-D guru, which used Grasshopper to figure out diamond quads.
And it's funny too, because I was like, man, this has got to be like a complicated thing. It's 3 blocks.
Yeah.
That's it. I wish it was harder. I wish it was more complicated than that, but we love a simple solution.
And it's light too.
Super light. Like I can leave it running in the background while I'm adjusting my base model, and then I don't have to actually mess with the diamond quads.
Yeah.
The one thing is that's actually really great is because quads are organized into neat little squares and rows, it makes it really easy to like section something off. But I don't know if you've ever tried to section off something that's organized into diamonds. It's actually really overwhelming because there's no neat rows. Everything is diagonal. Anything that's a loop is actually spiralized, so it travels around the entire piece. So then working with that is actually way harder. So I mean, it's kind of crazy just how much it turned it on its head, and I was like, oh, this shouldn't be so bad. So, this is actually very overwhelming really quickly.
It's very overwhelming, but it also opens up possibilities too, you know, which is pretty cool to see. So, Krista, Kelly, you have another Florida, right?
Yep, Florida.
Another Florida.
Fort Myers.
Boy. Yeah, Fort Myers over here. We have someone watching all the way from Buffalo.
What?
Buffalo, New York.
Well, at least it's not cold anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. Compared to here, I think everywhere is cold. But
yeah, we do have the benefit of a Gulf Coast climate.
Yeah. So, in terms of Matrix Gold, and you cannot say sub-D, okay, what is your favorite thing about Matrix Gold and why? Like, is it maybe the gym commands like gym placer? Is it, you know, certain things like the dynamic history, things like that? Or
I think just if I had to pick one thing that's my go-to tool for anything gem related, it's Gem on Curve.
yeah,
The amount of flexibility that you have with that tool, just in terms of like letting you plan. Let's say you want to do pave on a surface and you don't want to manually lay it out. You can just make a row, adjust the sizes, kind of shift them up and down. It's just so flexible.
yeah.
And honestly, anyone who's worked in retail, anyone who's worked with the end consumer knows that people cannot make up their mind and they want to see options. So having the ability to go back and like
Someone
quickly
said
change
100,
something.
100, 100.
Yeah. Having the ability to go back and change it quickly in front of somebody, or just be able to iterate really quickly without having to redo all of your work, is so valuable.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. Let me see. I think Chris was doing the same thing. I hope he saved his model.
I hope so too. It was looking really good too. I really liked the way those pedals were turning out, how he had them arranged.
Yep, that's another cause for job bag. So I think he was doing a gem on surface on a poly surface. So just be specific. Words hard. Whenever you read the command, right?
Well, he may have been putting it on that clay object as well.
Oh.
So, and if that's the case, and I didn't quite see, but if you're just doing it on the clay object, he brought it back. Crash dump worked.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Looks like he's got it saved too at the bottom.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Or actually, what was he doing?
He was doing a gem on surface.
Yeah, I saw the gem placer going.
I don't know what object. Yeah, I don't know what object he had it on to.
Or maybe he was trimming all that clay object and he hasn't converted it yet.
Yeah.
So it'll have to, if you want to do that, you have to go back into Clayu, turn it into a NURBS object, and then cut it. Otherwise, if you try to interact with it, it will mesh it, and then it has to do a mesh operation, and those are a lot heavier.
Yeah. I would probably, once it's a mesh, I would probably take it and use gem placer. It just lays it out so much nice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, let's
run it back. Let's see. Instant replay.
Yeah. And here we get to decide gem on surface.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah,
Right there.
And it's the poly surface. See? Oh,
No.
he didn't click it yet.
Oh, he accidentally selected.
No. Oh, he got it. Okay.
Whoa. Oh yeah. As soon as he moves that.
Yeah.
Yep. There it goes.
So just a little context. So I believe how he got the shape was he swept it, which left a seam up at the top, making it a. Hey Momo, we were talking about you earlier. So yeah, it leaves a seam up at the top, right? And how the gem on surface places is based off of a UV coordinates. Well, by default, it puts it at, your 0, 0 or closest to where your cursor is, and it looks like it put it up at the top, and it was crashing, but now it's back. So.
Yeah. If it puts it at an invalid coordinate or something where it underflows, like it goes negative, it doesn't like that, and then it will just crash.
Yeah. So Momo, we were just a little chat interaction right here. We were discussing different ways that we would do this design. Derek here said he would do it in sub D, right? And I said I would probably do a combination, but you would probably surface model it better than any of us could complete it. So yeah. Esport, yeah. You want to compete? Hey.
Well, yeah, I'd love to put that together. That would be fun.
That would be. So we did this last year, and I don't know if you were here or if you're just joining, but they invited us back. So apparently it was good. But yeah. Now, which one's your favorite, Derek? Which one?
So far, actually, I'm really liking the way that Christopher's is going.
Yeah.
I really like it. You don't have to use crazy complex tools to accomplish anything. It's just it's a tool. It's something to get your point across, like a pencil or paint on a canvas, right? Yeah. So he hasn't used anything crazy complex. I mean, it's really just sweeps. It's really just polar array, and he's can build something beautiful.
Yeah. So it looked. I want to say he drew curves from front view and just pulled points.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I still do that to this day. And then he piped them, but yeah, I like Marty's. Marty's shape is like his top shape is very good.
Yeah, his top shape is really clean.
And yep. There we go. So he, I believe I told you, he actually extruded an object and then cage edited, which it worked for him,
Absolutely. I mean, back in the day,
that was the only way.
It was the only way. You would just take something and extrude it and bend it and make a cutter and point it and then jam it into shape. That's how we did it way back in the day.
Looks like Andrew's sub D modeling.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, is he gonna make a vine?
Looks like kind of a trellis. He's doing a little bit of like a little weave going on here.
Okay. I do like how his split shank looks like a vine.
Yeah.
Now, the only feedback I would give him, and that is very picky feedback, I will say, is where the vines meet the shank. I would probably blend surface that.
Oh yeah.
You would probably sub D that, right?
I probably would have made the prong and the
base
vine the same thing.
Yeah.
It would have probably just made my primitive shape and then brought it all the way up and then made it 3D.
Yeah. Which that's my favorite way to sub D model as well. So you don't have to start with a primitive to model sub D, right? You can start with a single face and you can pull that face and extrude that face and bridge faces together to get a shape, right?
You could do a sub D pipe there and then clean it up. You could also do sweeps as well. As long as your profile you're using is sub D friendly, which you can just rebuild and then check sub D friendly, or even just type make sub D friendly. You can just sweep it. It's fine. Just your path curve and your Your profile just have to be sub-D friendly. And then you got a whole bunch of other dialog boxes and all that, but you just customize that so you get something that you want to work with.
Now, one thing I've always been curious about, and you would probably be the expert more than anybody else available, is there a way to adjust the amount of surface tension that a sub-D has? Or is it just done by adding more loops and edges?
So there's two ways to go about it, right? So there's the adding more edges, right? More edges closer together, you get a little more tension. And then there's adding creases.
Yeah.
So if you think of creases as changing some degree closer to the square output, thinking if you run sub-D crease, you can pick a degree between 0 and 100, 100 being 90-degree angle, and 0 being no crease at all. So you can put in a little bit of what I call structure, just to kind of like make things a little more squared off. It's a whole nother thing you got to manage too. So it really just depends on what you're doing and what you're building, right? Like if you're looking for something more geometric, I would lean heavily into some combination of creases and additional edges. Because if you have too many edges too close together, then it's just really hard to work on. Or if you have an edge with a very strong crease next to no crease at all, it makes the geometry act unpredictably.
Yeah.
So you may need another edge in between to kind of bridge the gap and then relieve some of that tension going from 0 to 100 or whatever degree
That's a good call
you want
out.
to go to.
Yeah, I find myself more often than not, because I do leverage sub-D, just not probably as much as I should.
Or you may be doing it just the right amount, honestly. I might just be leveraging it too much.
Okay, yeah, there's I guess two schools, but yeah, so one thing that I personally struggle with is corners. So like, because the crease is a little bit too creasy for me sometimes, you know? And then I want to kind of pull that crease out, so maybe I just need to insert edge. And
So the best example I can think of is if you're doing, all right, let's say for instance you're making like a pear shape or a marquee, right? And you're doing an under bezel or a bezel around that piece. When you get to the points, conventional thought would be, well, I'm just going to crease the corner, right? But what ends up happening is you'll get something that's too sharp in that corner, and there's no, I'm going to use the term grace on either side, and it's hard to adjust.
yeah, that's exactly
So
right.
what you actually have to do is you have to make two more edges right next to it, really close. And in the square output, they're going to have distance, but when you bring it into the rounded output, they're going to look like they're right on top of each other. And then that way what you can do is you can actually crease the corner itself, and then you have a little bit more leverage there on that side to be able to slide things along. And that can let you actually adjust how sharp that corner is.
See, okay. See, I told the group earlier today that there's something you learn, just the enormity of Matrix and Matrix Gold and Rhino. I've been with the program since 6.5, and they're literally every week, probably if not every other 2 weeks, I'll learn something new about the program. And you just taught me something, so.
Hey, happy I can help.
Yep.
Even the validators, even people in CAD CAM that are like newer to the software, teach me things all the time.
Yep.
You know, like I didn't realize that if you hold, this is kind of embarrassing actually, if you're trying to select things, but you don't want to grab everything you touch or interact with snaps, if you just hold Alt, you can just click anywhere and it doesn't interact with anything. And I don't think I knew that until about a year ago. So I think there was a lot of time I would spend like whipping the camera around into a position where I could click
trying to
on
get a better visual of it.
click on nothing so that way I could like actually highlight anything I wanted to. Or zooming way too far into an object
Or
so I could like
hide everything just to grab a curve point.
Exactly.
Which I did see Andrew used one of my favorite commands, which I really have two. The first one is blend curve. I use blend.
Here we are right now.
I spoke it into existence. So blend curve is probably one of my go-tos, and then blend surface. Those are my two go-tos.
Blend surface is great. I think since I don't surface model as much as I used to, I don't have to interact with it as much. And I think towards the end of my time surface modeling, I was making more and more complex pieces and things where like I really wanted things to blend or line up. Blend surface was probably my greatest source of frustration.
Yeah.
And then I ended up having to like curve network on things to customize it a little bit more.
Yeah, Curve Network's a good one too. Curve Network, the setup is just a little bit too long for me.
I agree.
Now, Momo's probably over there losing sleep over what I just said. But Curve Network is a great command. I do love it. The setup can be tedious sometimes. And it looks like Andrew, actually go to Christian if you can, if it's not too late. He is editing a profile, which...
Man, I haven't used a profile in so long. I actually don't think I have seen that menu in probably months at this point.
Yeah, it's good. So what I like to do, kind of pivoting off of what Kev said, why single surface modeling techniques like what Momo teaches are powerful. So I like to actually create a custom curve, so a custom profile with degree 3 continuity, right? And import it into that profile placer library. That way your output will be a single surface so long as your rail is in order, right? So that's what I like to do. That might have been a little high level for you guys, but yeah.
I honestly think my favorite command is fair. As somebody who loves working with curves and drawing things and making sure I make like a guideline for everything, if anyone doesn't know what it is, and I guess I'm just giving away all the secrets today, fair is it's the most technical thing that does changes your life.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely changes your life if you're drawing with curves.
Fair and fit.
Yeah.
Yes. Fair and fit.
So fair, I love doing this because it sounds so technical, but it takes the average distance between all the points on your curve and then moves them all by a set amount closer to that average distance. So basically what it means is it just smooths everything out. And so a lot of times if you're drawing like a curl or a swirl or something that kind of has to play into the golden ratio, it'll get it to be closer to that golden ratio because it's actually an even curve as it goes throughout. So it's been such a lifesaver, especially, so for instance, Christian over here, he's adjusting all of his curls right now, and you can see some of them are a little bit flatter on one side. You know, maybe it doesn't quite, there's something off, but it's hard to put your finger on it. And he's done a really good job, by the way. I'm not detracting from this at all. But if you fair that, it'll just kind of tighten all the curls up a little bit and get everything just to even out and smooth out a little bit more.
Yeah, so he's using Rebuild, like you said, but Rebuild is both a great command and it's also over leveraged. So like Derek said, fair and fit, two of the best commands if you want to rebuild point count without. So what fit does, right? Fit goes to a set tolerance or deviation from your original. So both of them are utilized heavily in surface modeling. So
Kev is saying too that Blend Surface has been completely rewritten in the newest version of Rhino that's coming, Rhino 9.
Rhino 9.
That's kind of exciting. I'm excited to see what that does. I don't get as much time to mess around with any of their like previews or anything. But I am excited to see how they rewrote it.
Kev, are you in Serengeti? You testing R9?
I know they have the public previews too.
They do have public previews, yes.
Yeah.
And then Momo said, I always enjoy your designs, talking to Kev. And then MotoGP Ninja said, Blend Surface can be your foundation for curve networks. Less tedious, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is, at the end of the day, 2 curves, right?
Yeah, this
One
is
on each
true.
side.
And what this goes back, I want to say to 9, maybe Matrix 8, but Smart Targets. You ever played with that?
No, I actually never did.
Oh, I love Smart Targets. It's essentially blend surfaces. Yeah, it's not blend surface, blend curves, but with like expanded history, you know, and MSR handles instead of gumball handles. It was nice.
It's gosh, it's funny too because single surface modeling is incredibly powerful. I've seen some of Momo's tutorials and everything. The way he teaches it, it's awesome, and you can do some really cool things. I found that the only thing that I struggle with surface modeling, the only thing I've struggled with surface modeling is a 5-sided object, because whenever you're doing a sweep, you need, or if you're sweep 2 or curved network, everything's in base 2, right? So you just need 2 sides, 4 sides, something like that. Sub-D pieces, you can make a 5-sided object, like even, but the most classic example is like making a signet ring or something, where you have that flat top, right? And then you have that arc that comes down, there's the inside edge, but there's 5 sides to it, basically. Sub-D crushes those.
I do use sub-D quite a bit for signet rings, I must say. If I'm designing a signet ring, I'm more than likely going sub-D. If it is a standardized shape top, you know, if it's like a round or something like that, I would definitely, use a curved network or something simple. But yeah, if it's not, I would probably do a sub-D. So I like what Christian's doing.
I like the way that it's the shape that it's gone. I think when it was first, and this would happen to me if I was making that piece too. When it was first getting all the curls and everything, I was having a hard time envisioning how it all ties together.
Yeah.
But now it's really starting to come together.
Speaking of tying together, after they're done with these designs, you got to print them. So we have a neat little interview, I believe, on deck.
All right, some of the guys from SolidScape.
What are they about, and how long have they been around?
Sure, I'd love to tell you about SolidScape. So SolidScape's been around for 30 years, believe it or not. We are one of the inventors of 3D printing for jewelry. We've been through a whole succession of different machines, starting with the 6 Pro all the way up to the latest product, which is our Muse. The Muse is now being carried by Stuller, which is really exciting, and I'm glad to get this engaged finally.
That's fantastic. So are you saying you're brand new to working with Stuller? How long have you guys working?
This is our introductory engagement with Stuller. It's a big kickoff. We're really excited about it. I have big expectations for this partnership.
That's awesome. What a better place to launch it, right?
I know, this has been great.
So what are some of the technological advances that you've seen in the industry? Obviously a lot has changed. What are the biggest things that you've seen?
It's funny, when we started out, CAD wasn't even a thing. We had people designing rings in AutoCAD. So now to have CAD software available to support this equipment and then casting systems for the back end has been really a great thing to see. It makes the process much more automated. These machines have gotten faster, quieter, smaller. They're now less expensive and fit into mom and pop jewelry stores instead of big factories. So it's a great advancement.
That's incredible. Could you tell us as like a 30-second version of what is the product? What is it that you guys are really doing that's special?
So this machine is a 3D printer. It prints wax patterns for investment casting for jewelry. It's specifically designed for jewelry. The material it uses is like a high-performance casting wax, so the jeweler does not have to change their process at all. It fits right into the process seamlessly with guaranteed results all the way up to platinum to castings. It's really cool stuff.
That's fantastic. Thank you again so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Exciting stuff.
All right.
And we're back.
SolidScape's a good printer. It does print 100% in wax, which, it
makes
very nice.
Casting a complete dream.
It does. Casting off of those is great. You are correct.
My first 3D printer I ever worked with was a SolidScape machine. And that thing was amazing. And we ran it 80% of all hours in a year until the wheels fell off.
Yeah. I have a little bit of wax jet or hot end extruder printing experience, but not much. I'm mostly a resin printing guy, but there is some for everything, So Kev says yes, he is in Serengeti. He has a few friends over at McNeil who I probably have those two. I do know a couple of, and I probably know who you're talking about. And then Ben Stuller. Real question: how much time is left here? We're just that entertaining that he's foregoing work and tuning in. But we have 1 hour left. So no work getting done today, Dusty.
I guess the real question is, how many rings can you size in an hour? Right? Like we got to be in your headphone or something, like on the side.
Yeah, just put us on TV, you know? Oh.
Soon open bar.
Jake, come on, Jake. You know how we do it in Louisiana, right? Welcome to the chat. All right, how many people were we at? 47. Okay.
Got a handful.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Andrews is really coming together here.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, Jake. Appreciate that, man. Did Dusty at you? Yeah.
We love the accidental move.
Yep.
Classic.
So, yeah, Andrew here is utilizing ClayU sub D. He does have quite a bit of parametric history, which is good to see. Like I said in the beginning, parametric history is not mandated. It's encouraged for like stones and things like that, but yeah, I like Andrew's shape. I wish he would take those pedals and kind of pull the tips up just a bit. You know?
Give it a little more movement to it. It is a little stiff right now.
Yep.
Something, and I guess this isn't a knock to anything. I guess it's just one of my personal pet peeves with designs. Is like I really don't like to see a gallery rail, or like if you have geometry that can substitute for the gallery rail. I love it when you just use that instead.
Yeah. Now, I know you worked at your parents' store for a while. Do you have any like classical design experience? I've seen some of your work. It's very good, very flowy, very. You can sometimes tell the difference between a CAD technician and someone that has traditional designing, and you have traditional designing.
I mean, I was at Green Lake Jewelry Works for a little bit. I was a designer over there. They do a lot of like custom work, some really awesome hand engraving, beautiful pieces. And so I was doing some sketching and working on that over there. But as far as like formal, I don't really have any actually. I did not go to design school. Really just learn by doing, learn by being in the trade. And honestly, I wouldn't say that's the only way to go, but I think it's a great way to be able to figure it all out. You get to see a lot. And really, the best way to get better at design, and I always tell everybody in CAD CAM, is like, I need you to look at a ton of jewelry. Just look at a ton of jewelry and have an opinion.
Yeah, that's a good point too. You can kind of, and it's all about your experience and background too. And I think definitely your experience speaks for itself in the CAD design. So, bench jewelry. It's either your voice or John Mayer in the background. Well.
I don't think we're as sultry or as silky smooth as John Mayer.
He definitely has a much better voice than I do.
I can't sing.
You and Michael have a great radio voice, by the way. Great radio voice.
I got a face for radio, they say.
And then Jake comes in with gravity. At least you guys are definitely making this entertaining and so much easier. So thank you guys, all of you, Kev, Momo, Dusty, Jake, Michael. So yeah, I do see Chris laying out his prongs one by one.
Yep.
I wouldn't have done that. I probably would have done a smart prong.
Yeah.
On one side and then, flipped them over. But you can. He just did Can we play that back? Can we run that back real quick? I believe
he's just duplicating and sliding it along.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Old school.
I want to call that out real quick.
You remember this before Gumball? Did you ever have to do any designing before Gumball was a thing?
Yeah, with points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like snaps and grid snaps and...
what was it? Oh, my gosh. It's going to kill me.
Yeah.
Snap. No, it's S-plop. That's a command I haven't used in a really long time.
Splop.
Splop, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Splop.
Is it splop? always thought it was S-plop. I was like, it has to stand for something.
It just means to splop.
Yep. Just chuck it at it.
Did we get a replay on that, Brandon?
He's cranking the machine.
Oh,
I can see it. He's moving the winch.
The hamster's working
Exactly.
double team.
Actually, I think it's a wheel. I think it's just spinning the wheel. Looks like a DJ. Wicka, wicka, wicka. Remix the remix. It's back to normal.
Yeah. In the meantime, Jake says he'll take a rye old fashioned, which is one of my favorites as well.
That's a good one there.
Yeah, I do like a good old. Oh, so it stands for applique. I can't tell if you're joking or being serious.
There's no way. Where do you get splop from applique? There's no way. But one of the things here that he could be leveraging actually to make this a lot easier on himself is gem view. Whoa! Hey, we got it. We'll run it back. He built that from scratch.
He filleted the prong by himself?
Whoa. Also, I don't think I've ever seen that fillet surface dialog box, by the way. Where did that come from?
I always fillet edge.
Yeah.
But fillet edge and fillet surface, are those
I guess
the same
no, they're
things?
two different things.
What?
Well, the more you know. We just learned something today.
See? Two things today, guys.
I know you can do some fancy, like, how to blend some surfaces together with a fillet surface. So you can take an edge on one and an edge on another, and you can, like, build something out that's a little more organic looking.
Yeah. So for something like this, what I would have done is orient a gem. So orient a gem is very similar to like a smart flow, if you're familiar with that, except it's for block gems, right? And you just you take that you take that base gem. Whoa, where'd he go? Oh, he went too far. Okay. Yeah, you take that base gem and you use the object that's oriented to it and apply it to another gem based on its normal direction. So. I love that little. Psh.
Yeah, that's cool. The little
Whoever did
transition. Oh, it was Brandon.
Yeah.
Yep, he built it. Taking credit for it, even if he didn't build it.
So I'm gonna shout out Brandon real quick. He's our engineer back here. He did see me in the hall the other day, and he's like, "Man, I'm so excited for the Bench Jeweler live stream because we got instant replay this year."
Wait, is that real? Did that really happen?
That really happened. Ask him. See, it really happened, and it's been amazing. Actually, I love it.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Rise on it.
Oh, Marty's placing prongs too.
Nice.
And this one, he's using the static prong placer. So
Yeah. See, you live and you learn.
yeah,
I hope he job bagged recently.
yeah, me too. I'm looking at the.
What's cool with this is you can also do symmetry. If you scroll down, put some symmetry on it.
Symmetry sometimes can be finicky, depending on how you assign it, or if your piece is asymmetrical.
Yeah. Okay, so Jake
Oh, is he
was
making-
not joking. Jake said applique is a pottery term. Splop tool was developed to do the same thing.
Gotcha. Surface plop. That's cool.
And you just splop it on there.
I love a little bit of history with
Yeah.
all this. It's always a great thing. A great thing to have context for that. There's a lot of like things that are named odd or named just oddly in general. And you're like, how did that even happen?
Yeah. It looks like Andrew is trying to put some sort of hallmark, maybe? I don't know. I saw it on the inside.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a 14K stamp, it looks like.
Oh.
To show that it is 14 karat white gold. Because that is in the prompt.
Wow. Okay.
You know?
That
I mean-
is in the prompt.
I would have maybe highlighted it, gone to the render studio, right-clicked, and then set the material as 14 karat white.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that may have sufficed. But this actually, I mean, it's in the prompt, so he is doing it correctly. I give
It's pretty
bonus.
neat.
There's
Yeah,
definitely bonus points for that.
Sure. Oh, and he's doing object on curve. I love
Smart.
it. And he actually put his object at the origin too, which a lot of people did not know you had to do.
Yep. Oh, it's really funny too. Actually, I just use object on curve a lot, like I use gem on curve. But I used it recently to do a bunch of like suction cups on an octopus tentacle. It was like a ring that was like a bypass with 3 different stones on top, and the tentacles wrapped around each stone. And then we used the edge of it to just kind of set it in like a half bezel. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's actually a really unique way of doing it. Yeah, I do like that, actually.
And I was also able to build out my surfaces with a sub D and then lay out all my edges properly so I could dupe those edges.
Yeah.
And then when I manipulated my sub D and moved it around as I adjusted all my spacing, all of everything updated live with it. It was great.
Wow.
Saved me tons of time. I probably had 4 or 5 edits on that piece at the end of the day, so it actually worked out really well.
And I don't know I'm sure some of them will take it all the way till 4:30, but most of them are almost done.
Yeah, they're looking pretty close to the end.
Andrew over here putting hallmarks, you know?
If he's put a hallmark on, he's done. Once you cut that shank, there's nothing left to do.
Oh, yeah. And then I like the way Christians is coming together, too. I like I said, would have probably blended or swept to that shape. But I think to each their own. There's no right or wrong way.
No, absolutely not.
There's so many ways, actually.
Christian, overlapping things. Hey, no better way to blend something than to just kind of like nest some of your surfaces so they kind of play nicely together.
And that's what he's doing. It looks like he might have piped that one, which wouldn't have been my first choice. I probably would have swept it, but once it's in metal, you'll never know.
Exactly. The only thing is, when you are using a pipe, you are using something totally round. Whenever you grind it out or polish it on the inside, you're going to actually remove more than you need.
Mm-hmm.
So having just a circle where the very top of that circle touches that ring rail is going to pose a problem from a sizing standpoint. And maybe this is just me being old in the software. I remember back in the day when we were using all the mills, they recommended that you did your ring size a quarter size up. Quarter size larger than you wanted it to be. And I wasn't sure if that's because of the tool path or what. But I'm remembering that and I'm like, am I remembering incorrectly? Or is that just something my dad told me to kind of, one of those, we trained him on kind of deals?
Yeah. I would suspect that would probably, the mill, it was a Revo?
Yeah, it was a Revo. 540B back in the day.
Revos were pretty accurate. Like the tool pathing, I would have to imagine that's probably casting shrinkage.
Oh, it's for shrinkage, yeah.
Or,
Brad and Dusty commentary.
The Brad and Dusty. How many people we got now?
45.
Let's get some questions from the chat.
Yeah.
Any questions about sub D? Any questions about GV? Any questions that we could more than likely answer? Yeah. Oh, my wife's in here. She shows 55 people. 48. You're doing great. I was going to comment, but I'm too scared. You can comment. Oh, she hearted it. You saw it?
That's so funny. Instant feedback right there.
Instant feedback. Oh, they're all hearting it now. Oh my God.
I'm curious on Christian's why he did like kind of a bulb at the bottom. I guess maybe it's like offset, kind of like a sort of to balance the weight out a little bit. The top is going to be top heavy on all of these designs, just to be clear. There is a lot of ornament going on. There's a lot of metal living up top.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got a question from Kev. You guys keeping Clay or is that going to be phased out?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think we're still strategically thinking about how that applies. I think, in my opinion, I think there's room for both Sub D and Rhino, and don't read too much into this, right? But we there's definitely opportunity for both inside the software. So.
Glazed dead, long lives up D.
Jake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
so-
like Christopher decided to do some renders, but he's dropping it into iDrool. But he took it into iDrool Designer, actually. So for those that don't know, I think was it 310? Did we add iDrool or was it 3.9?
No, I think it was 311.
Oh, 311. Okay.
Or 310.
I'm pretty sure it was 310.
Yeah, 3.1.
Yeah.
You're right.
So in Matrix 310, we added and we integrated with iDrool. So we know that rendering is sometimes really difficult. So iDrool actually has a great
You
platform
might
to be
need
able
to
to
close right here. Brandon, our black, is about to put in his credentials.
Oh yeah. Block him out.
Denied.
There we go. But iDrool is a great way to be able to get pretty good renders. It's not a full render, right? It's not like a key shot or like you're going into the render studio doing all that, but it is a really good 3D viewer. It's got some really good materials, some lighting environments to make it a whole lot easier.
Yeah. So for those that, kind of to add actually what.
We gotta do it again. They're both doing it.
All right. So just because you own Matrix Gold, right? Jim Vision had a strategic partnership with iDrool. Just to kind of add on to what Derek said. And what they're doing, right, is they're logging into their account because that's just one of the things you have to do in order to get the free material set. And I want to say, don't quote me or at me if I'm wrong on this, please. I want to say it's like 240 or 250 rings. Amber is the color. Good 311 joke right there. Yep.
That's funny.
How much does the castability of CAD matter to the judges? I don't know. You want to talk about that one? Do you think?
I don't know. I'm not a judge on this one here.
Castability is, or manufacturability.
Yeah,
is.
manufacturability is still really important, right? Like the context here is that we are designing a ring for somebody to wear, right? Like a customer comes to you, you're not going to make something that you can only show a pretty picture of. You want to make something that you can 3D print, mill, and cast it. So they're definitely playing. It definitely is a factor to them as well. I don't believe that we'll be doing, like, if they made something that was completely unmanufacturable, then obviously that would probably dock points against them. The biggest thing is just, as a one-piece casting, does this going to hold up? Some of these pieces probably would be better served as like a multi-part casting, right? But in the instance of time, right, for example, Christian's right now in the rendered view shows the head in yellow, and I don't think that's the case here because the prompt is just to do 14 karat away. But yeah, there absolutely is going to play a factor into it.
Show my password, Brian.
Let's see here. Kev said too. You do like the emboss tool. I really would love if we were able to keep a lot of like emboss and sculpt in there. And just sort of leverage like the new Rhino tools. But again, they're kind of feeling it out and trying to figure out what exactly it is that they need to do in order to kind of like keep Clayu alive. I'm definitely a fan of seeing it stick around.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
So he actually got the full access. I guess he pays for the full access of iDrool, which gives you the branding and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it looks good.
I do like his design. It looks
It's
very grown.
Yeah.
So
It's cohesive. I think the whole thing does play nicely into itself. For sure.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Bring him by for an
I think
interview.
I think we may interview him whenever he's done, if he wants to. Yeah.
Yeah, but iDrool is a pretty powerful tool,
Oh God, yeah.
especially for like retailers. If you're just trying to show your customer what it's going to look like when it's done, I think it's really great to get in there, and everybody's using it. That's so awesome. That's so encouraging to see. I love that. It was something that we know has been kind of needed for a while.
Yeah.
So it's really awesome that we can even
So
bring that in.
I guess I can give a little. Oh wait, I use another program now where I can sculpt natively in Rhino sculpting tools, but I have ZBrush Legacy. Yeah. So ClayU was never meant to replace something like ZBrush, nor, they're two different things. One's an in-app kind of add-on, and one's a full-blown program. So ClayU does have, for Jake's comment, ClayU does have three aspects, right? We have first sub-D. I personally use, oh, hey Morgan. I personally use the Rhino sub-D just because the end result is a bit better. Like if you have surface continuity and things like that, it'll create a single surface rather than put a seam. ClayU takes each individual face and then it converts that each individual face to a surface. So for that, I personally and other people, as you can see here, use ClayU. Now, Jake, you will be happy if you download the hotfix. So the other thing that ClayU has is one emboss. Emboss, if you feed it, an image or even better, a Z depth map or height map, right? You get these drastic, I forget what they're called, like embossed looks.
Like 2.5D is kind of the best way to think about it.
Yeah.
Because that's something that's really difficult to do is relief modeling.
Yeah, bas relief. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Relief is probably the hardest thing to do with just traditional surface modeling because it doesn't do 2.5D very well. Sub-D can fill the gap, but it can be kind of tedious and manual. Sculpting can go really well.
Yeah. And then the other thing, as Andrew puts his, that was cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Wait, what do you do?
It just went.
Oh, what?
I need another one.
Christopher looks like he's all done
Yeah.
too.
Okay. So the other thing is sculpt, right? Naturally, we're not going to compete with ZBrush and sculpt, but I think it's pretty good. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we have the. Yeah, he is using that red gold, and speak of the devil, he is here to join us. We have Mr. Christopher White. Yeah, I will let you know you had some people from Florida rooting you on.
Oh yeah, I know. They all signed in to watch me.
So how do you think it went, man?
I think it went pretty well. I struggled in the beginning. There was a bunch of stuff in the program here that was turned on that I don't use, but user error. If I knew more about it, then I would have done a little better probably, but it turned out pretty well. I'm happy with it.
So I have to say, in terms of head shape and scale, I like your tulip head. That's a very good tulip head you've made.
I've been practicing. I've done a few.
You've
I
done
even
a few?
did one on a cushion cut the other day, an elongated cushion, so you couldn't just polar array that. You had to move it around. And
yeah, it's very, very nice shape. I struggle at those just because at the bottom when they come together.
Oh, don't try to make me feel good, Bo.
No, it's a beautiful design.
Thank you.
Yep.
I think it looks like a rose.
Even Jake from the comments says he likes that red gold.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a rose and tulip, so it deserves red, and you got a good patina on that shank.
Well, all I can say is thank you to the instructors of Matrix Gold. I could barely open an email before I started doing this, but I really got to give a shout out to Sherry Willis. She coordinates and calls and contacts everybody and make sure where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there. So.
Yep. And so can we run that back and replay that, by the way? Can we take that for a testimonial, please? No, Chris is a great guy. How many Ben Stuller's workshop is this?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't even count.
Like 5 or 6, probably 7. But you brought, it's a family affair. Where are you from?
Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, and what's the name of the shop?
MLR Fine Jewelry and Gifts.
Yeah. So we go to Destin, Florida every year, and I keep joking around that I'm gonna stop one day and see you and Monica.
Definitely stop by. We'll go fishing, hunting, something. Do something fun.
My kids would love that. My wife, who's also tuned in, would not like that. She's like, on the way to Florida, I'm ready to get to the beach, man.
Oh, go to the beach. We ain't that far from Destin. It's about an hour drive.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'll bring my youngins out there. They can all play together, man.
Well, y'all come meet us at the beach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Definitely.
Let's
I'll
do
bring
that.
some rods. We'll fish while we're out there.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, I just got a text.
She listened.
She listened. No, I'm just picking on her. But, yeah, it's a beautiful design, man. I really like it. How do you like
what
iJewel?
I was starting with in the beginning. Oh, I love iJewel.
Yeah.
I can't stand the render thing in Matrix Gold. I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
iJewel is awesome.
So just for
Andrew
context.
Smith, that's in the competition, actually turned me on to iJewel.
iJewel, yeah.
I never notice any updates because I always do what I do. And
And you just focus,
I
locked
went
in.
up and saw him at his shop, and he's like, "Have you been using iJewel?" And I'm like, "No, man." So he clicked on it and showed me. I was like, "I'm using it now."
Yeah, and it's good. You know what's even cool? It works as a web viewer too, so you can share this with your customer. And
Yeah, I
then
saw the share
They
button.
can take it and they can spin around on their phone, things like that. So yeah, it's impressive, and it's one of the few rendering, visualization, not rendering. I don't want users to at me. Visualization that everybody looks at it and they're like, wow, that's good, you know?
Oh, it looks very good.
Yeah. So
I've videoed this on my phone and sent it to buddies, and they're like, "Is that the ring?" And I said, "No, it's a render.
yeah,
Haven't made the ring yet."
yeah, it's pretty impressive, And if you're just joining us, so this is iJewel. This is a partnership we made with another company, iJewel, and just because you own Matrix Gold, you get I want to say it's like $240, $250. If Jed's in the chat, maybe he can let me know or teams me.
I'm excited to see the new stuff coming out. I'm excited for the symposium
Matrix Gold
coming
4.
up, man.
Yeah, we hadn't plugged the symposium in a while, so let's do that right now. Thank you for introducing
You're
that.
very welcome. I'm very excited about coming to the symposium, seeing what y'all are going to drop on us.
Yeah,
It's always very interesting.
So for those that don't know, and if you're just joining, we do have a symposium coming in New Orleans, April 12th through the 14th. So yeah, we're super excited. We bring all the in-house experts, a few people from outside. If you guys know PJ Chen, she'll be there. Joseph Meadows. I don't know if you know Joseph Meadows. Oh, look, right on cue. Tell you what, our engineer Brandon is on top of his game. So yeah, it's April 12th through the 14th in NOLA in the Garden District.
Yes, sir.
So nice, the Higgins Hotel. If you want more information, we probably should have put a QR code on there. But can we add the link? Can we do that again? Can we
Of course
bump?
we can.
Can we bump? Corey Kate, can we bump? Look at this, right on cue. Kev, George, you know Kev?
I don't know.
Kev's a great guy.
I've met so many people here. It's hard to keep track of
Yeah,
all of them.
Kev's a great guy.
I'm sure I do. I come every year. So.
He said great job. So.
Thank you. I'm very excited with it.
Yep. So, and that should be.
I made sure.
symposium.
I went through and made sure everything would grow. So as long as we don't have that issue,
Yep, and we're gonna try to grow
it
it.
should grow just fine.
Man, thanks for.
There's a bunch of
stepping
saved
up.
models on there, so y'all make sure y'all get the good one.
Well, thanks for stepping up. You didn't find out until
Monday. No, I found out Tuesday. I actually told Andrew Smith that I wasn't competing. And I found out the next morning that I was, and this was after me and him talked for like 2 hours about how we build things and stuff. So,
and then then the competition starts, and you're right on the side of him, and he's like, "What the heck,
I
man?"
told
He
him
said
last
no.
night at Top Golf. We went and played Top Golf. I told him that I was competing. He's like, "What? I thought you said you weren't."
All right. I need to go check on something real quick and take a bathroom break if you
All
want
right, y'all.
to.
Thank y'all for having
Yeah,
me.
thanks so much, man. I appreciate it.
All right, things are moving along pretty well here. You can see Bo trying to log in for that iJewel design for Marty Collins. Looks like everybody's almost done.
I just wanted to let everybody know, first and foremost, thank you guys so much for being here with us. We're so excited to continue the positive momentum and all of the exciting things that we've been doing into tomorrow. We do have shuttles actively running. They are outside to take you guys back to the hotels whenever you are ready. We are going to continue running those shuttles to the hotels all the way up until about 5 o'clock, at which point we're going to start having shuttles bringing you from the hotel to our crawfish boil at Corner Bar, which starts at 6 o'clock. If you need any help finding where to get out of here, where to get to the shuttles, let any of us know. We're happy to help, and we're excited to see you at the crawfish boil.
All right. Brandon was playing Phil for a little bit there. He was doing good. I can only imagine. Let me see here. First time hearing about the symposium. Yeah, we mentioned it a little bit earlier. We can cut to a little symposium thing too. If we want to talk about it. We're bringing back the Gem Vision Symposium. That's going to be April 12th through the 15th, I believe, in New Orleans, actually. We're going to be down in the Lower Garden District. Pop on, take a look. We're doing a couple of different seminars, a couple of run-throughs. Bo and I are doing one on organic modeling. I'm also involved in one with like newer workflows and just kind of like what things to look out for, new things to look at. All things CAD, all things Matrix. Yeah, check it out. It'll be a good time. But everyone's rendering out. Christian is doing just like looks like a standard Matrix render. I don't think he knows how to use iJewel, or at least I talked to him briefly. He said he doesn't have access to like the premium iJewel that everybody else does, but doing a good job with what he's got there. All right, and it looks like he is coming aboard. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome. How do you feel?
I mean, I like it.
Yeah? You like it?
I'd set it. I'd show it to customers. I think there are a couple of things I might tweak, but
it's also like you're pressed for time.
For sure.
You know, give it another like hour or two. I'm sure you can like put
probably
whatever
make
you want.
it a little heavier towards the top. I think the weight there from bottom up to the top, there's that gap about 70% of the way up.
I saw that you had the European shank on. Mm-hmm. Or like the profile for the European shank, but you didn't do a European shank. Any reason as to why you didn't do that?
I went with I think it's called a Gothic shank.
Okay.
You don't see them a lot. They're basically a European shank, which I love, but they've only got the one corner. The reason I went with it was it just kind of gave more of a less busy look. It's a sleeker design. It does roughly the same thing mechanically on the hand. It helps keep it upright. It was just that right there. I wanted the sleekness. I wanted it to look like it had an origin point and not just existing.
Starting on the corners, right?
Focused, yeah. I wanted to focus on the idea of growth for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It does. It does evoke that feeling. The whole thing just kind of opens up into the flower on top. I did see that you did the curls with some pipes and some curves, which is cool, awesome. I like the way that they turned out in the end. It's funny because Bo and I were talking, and I was like, I wonder if he knows about fair. Do you know about fair?
No, not at all. I do this because that pipe, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can sweep, obviously. I like the way the pipe functions for these because it gives me a control line.
Yeah,
every
absolutely.
time. Yeah.
The only thing we were saying about with fair is it's just a command, and what it does, it basically just takes your curve and smooths it out. So like, sometimes you know how like the end of curls can be so difficult.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty precise normally. Because if you want a good spiral, it's about 50% every half turn.
What's the golden ratio?
Pretty close.
It is. It's like 1, 1, 2, 3. Just as easy as 1, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Otherwise, how do you think? Well, you said. How do you think you did?
Solid second place.
Solid second place. Okay, I like it. Confident with a solid second place.
We'll
Love
see,
to hear it. And you know what that is? It's called being humble.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. If you were like, nah, I got this in the bag, I won.
I think I beat my head against the wall for a good hour before I figured out right where I needed to be.
As is tradition.
Yep.
As is tradition. That's just how it is. You always bang your head against the wall until you get something that looks nice. And then you clean it up after.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, is this your first time here?
No, actually, I participated in the Repair Battle of the Benches last year.
Oh, gotcha. How'd you place in that one?
I took first.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So previous champion coming back, looking for the back-to-back.
And tomorrow.
And tomorrow, too? Wait, you're doing the piece by piece? Nice. All right. Three-peat. We're going for the triple crown. I like that.
I'm going to try at least.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming by.
Yeah,
you can plug your store if you want.
It's Green Brothers. Plug
it in. So
it's Green Brothers Jewelers out of Victoria in Bay City, Texas.
All right. Awesome. So if you want to meet up with Christian, you know where to find him.
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much. Thanks for coming by.
Of course. Y'all have a good one.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Looks like we're gonna get one more. A couple of the other contestants coming through here. Looks like our other contestants are tied up on the phone for a little bit, so we'll see. We can bring them by. Bo came back.
I'll hop in here for a sec.
Heck yeah.
Looks like they're all done, actually.
Yeah. It's funny, these guys all used iJewel.
Yeah.
And except for him, and he goes, I just don't have iJewel. I can't use Sabrites. So I was like, that's fine. Just do regular render.
Yeah. Yeah. Marty ended up finishing while I was done, but while I was in the restroom, but it's pretty nice. And speak of Marty, we have him right here. So I'll give you these.
And use the headphones?
Yep.
Okay.
Put them on, otherwise you can't hear.
Okay. All right.
And then just bring the microphone close. Just talking to the microphone.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Marty. How's it going?
It's going great.
Yeah. How do you think you did? How do you feel?
I think I held my own.
Yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the pave on the shoulders. I was impressed. You pulled that one out. Had to fight the command a little bit, but it got there.
I did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Man, I do really like this. This came together really well. I mean, it's like a beautiful floral piece. And I do like the way that you did the petals.
Thank you.
You know, everything turned out really nicely. So, how long have you been doing jewelry for?
For 53 years.
53, a couple of years.
Yeah.
Just a couple of years, give or take. It's relatively new, right?
Yeah. I tell you what, with the how long with Stuller?
Oh yeah, how long have you been working with Stuller?
I think my account number's 2. No, I'm kidding. We've been with Stuller for sorry.
No, you're fine.
I would say 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow.
I mean, basically since it may have been longer.
Really? Okay.
Because I'm third generation and my dad, so Stuller's what, 50?
50 years? 50 years?
Yeah, 50
55
years.
actually.
55,
Last year was 55 years.
So maybe around 50. Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow, that's incredible. Oh man, so you probably saw Matt when he was cruising around.
In fact, my sister
Yeah?
remembers Matt coming to our store with his findings.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
It's cool. It's awesome you've been sticking around with us for so long.
Oh yeah, Stuller's great company.
Glad we can help you guys out any way we
Yeah.
can. Absolutely. You did a beautiful job here. This looks awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what part
I
of this?
had a blast.
Good. I'm glad. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
I know. In all my time designing jewelry, I sometimes it's not a blast, but at the end of the day, it turns into one. You know. But was there any part of this that you wish you could change, or anything that you're thinking about?
I mean, not really. I think if I'd have had more time, I probably would have recessed the diamonds down the shank to make more of a...
Oh, like that actual inset for the pave, yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's just a timing thing.
Yeah. Either way, it gets the
It's
point
the
across.
concept,
And
yeah.
it's still viable, too, right? Like, if I took this piece and I wanted to cast it and set it, I could absolutely do so. You know?
Right.
And that doing that so quickly is impressive. I mean, it really does take a lot of time to get to that point where you're just making something and, yep, I can make this. No
Yeah.
problem.
Well, considering it took me an hour to make a leaf.
It's funny, though. Sometimes that easy stuff, with easy, I'm going to put that in big fat quotation marks, the easy stuff is actually a lot more difficult than this.
I know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some days things just don't line up, you know. But once I got going, I really had a good time.
Yeah, awesome. Good, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, Marty, plug your store. Where can we find you if you're not here?
It's Collins Jewelers. We're in Dallas, Georgia, which is a little bit smaller than Dallas, Texas.
Little bit.
by a few million. But we are about 30 miles west of Atlanta.
Awesome.
Yeah. So.
You love it over there?
Oh, we do.
Oh, yeah.
I sure do, yeah. We've been in our current area about 15 years. And we're in the middle of a big remodel.
Awesome.
And I spoke with your team a little earlier today about some custom displays, so we're going to look at that.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, Marty, thank you so much for coming by. Thanks for participating.
Oh, thank
Good
you.
luck. I hope that you win, and I hope I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, I'll be here.
All right.
I'm doing parts and pieces.
Oh, awesome. You're competing against Christian, too. He's in the
okay, good.
So you guys are going head-to-head again.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, Marty.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Real pleasure to work with around people like you guys. It's great. We do it for you. All right, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Shout out to all of our contestants. They all did great. Aaron did an awesome job. It was really exciting to see. What else we got going on here? Hello, everyone from Seattle, Washington. Hello, Hannah. Long ways away. Looks like I might be relinquishing my spot, or Bo is. Bo's giving it up to me, and Michael Bartlett is coming back. The illustrious Michael Bartlett. Everybody.
Am I on?
I think you're on.
Are we back, baby?
We're back. All right, Michael, tell me your thoughts.
Well, I think first and foremost, you can say that if you watch the first 10 minutes, you would not have predicted the last 10 minutes. I think there was a lot of direction change throughout the process, which happens and is normal. And in many cases, I think that was an exciting part of it.
Yeah.
So, super cool.
Oh. Looks like we got one more contestant coming through. Yeah, absolutely. Michael's giving up his spot, and here is Andrew Schmidt coming to sit down.
So need the headphones on to talk?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just so you can hear.
Okay.
There you go. Hey, Andrew, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
How do you feel?
Oh, feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You look like, and it's funny too, if you look at yourself right here, you have like a natural podcast presence right now.
Oh,
It's
hey,
kinda, it's
I've been
kind of
told
great.
I have a lot of things.
Well, first of all, congrats for being here. Congrats for finishing. How do you feel you did? Where do you think you fall?
At least I completed a design. I got something close. Looking for something with a flower on it. The storyline that they had wasn't nothing too difficult, and I feel like this year's it's a good level playing field after last year's.
The class ring.
Oh yeah.
That was a curveball.
No,
for
it
sure.
was.
Yeah. Man, but you did a good job. I mean, I really like the way this did. I really like the way that you wove everything together.
Yes,
Kind of
sir.
reminded me a little bit of like a Celtic knot.
Yeah.
Is that something that do you do a lot of Celtic knots? in the work?
We do a fair amount of different things. I mean, we've got a lot of people requesting the vine stuff. So trying to work with organic shapes is one thing I've been really trying to step up on. In clay curves, point editing, stuff like that, to just build and get outside the simple straight profiles, get something that's just different.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it shows here too, right? Like
Yeah.
you've been putting in the work, and it does show, right? You got all those organic pieces flowing together. You got every single individual strand. I like how everything sort of incorporates into the head very nicely. But how long have you been designing jewelry for?
With Matrix, I think last year a lot of y'all thought I told it somebody like 8 years.
Yeah.
So it's been since 2018. So I think now would be 8 years.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So 8 years. It's like if you ask somebody their age and they're over 40, they say, yeah, I'm 40.
Yeah, it's like after I turned 25, I quit counting birthdays.
Exactly.
It's like I
25.
think my birthday's coming up. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, how old are you? 25.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been
That's
25.
right. I'm
last
over.
25
I'm old enough to drink. That's all that matters. Right?
Exactly.
There you go.
There you go. Awesome. Well, you did a good job.
Thank you.
Tell us, where can we find you if you're not here?
Where can you find me?
Yeah, where can I find you?
Oh, back down here.
Back down here. Okay, well, it's not a bad thing. It is the tail end of crawfish season, so you're coming in hot.
I know it. No, so we're located up in Clarksville, Tennessee. We're north of Nashville. We do a lot of, obviously, we do, just like anybody, do resale work. We also do a lot of wholesale work. So we're doing designs and different things for stores all across the country.
That's awesome. You guys do a lot of manufacturing, or not manufacturing, but casting in-house?
Definitely, yeah. It's one thing that the industry is definitely changing is digital manufacturing. So trying to stay up on CAD, trying to stay up on 3D printers, the casting equipment, all of that. This whole industry is changing every day with technology. So this is definitely the wave of the future is Gym Vision, what you guys offer, the equipment, all of that.
Yeah, it really is taking a big shift towards just-in-time manufacturing.
Definitely.
It's
definitely.
really, it's especially with gold at like $4,400 an ounce. It's hard to keep a bunch of inventory on here.
Well, you can, but it's hard to have something that with. If one or two stores in the area, if one store in the area knows that there's custom pieces, if a store offers in an area, they offer the ability to do something like this. Mm-hmm. If you just have stuff that just sits on your basic designs, everyone's going on Etsy and they're like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want the curves to flow here and different color stones, and you've got to have this software.
Yeah.
You've got to have something close to it. There are, there's options out there, but you have to have somebody that at least provides the store CAD casting
and the ability to make something
to execute what people are wanting these days. And I don't care if it's just if it's an engaged ring, simple set of earrings, whatever it is. The industry is shifting into custom pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, it has. It really
digital
has.
Manufacturing, whatever you want to call it. We can put a pretty name to it, or anything.
It's custom pieces.
That's right.
It's just not something off the shelf.
That's exactly right. That's we're noticing a lot of our engagement rings are going to custom. It's the semi-custom option, which we use like the piece-by-piece program that you guys offer. We call that in the store. It's a semi-custom option, or we go into the office and we start drawing. That's a full custom piece.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
Hope you win.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to pass it back to Bo and Michael, and then we're going to close this out.
You did great.
Thank you.
Good job.
Appreciate it. So I'm going to go take care of my TV.
All right.
Look who I found.
Some good
Michael.
interviews. I was watching on the. I was a fan. It was
good?
great. Yeah, that was exciting.
Yeah, I think we got everybody interviewed, which is pretty cool. So we we'll probably close it out at 4:30. I do know we have a few competitions tomorrow, and there we go. One competition.
It's going to be the Parts and Pieces Challenge. So this is where we really channel the bench skill. We take it from the CAD side of things in the competition today, and we flip it, and we hit that bench. We hit the bench hard. That's where you can take findings. You're going to be able to use stock metals, and you're going to be building the piece of jewelry at the bench by hand. Hand fabrication, stone setting, super exciting. You get some really wild pieces at the end of it. And it's a good balance too. Sometimes you'll get something not too overstated, and other times you'll get something that feels a little red carpet, you know.
Yeah, and they just give you a bag full of parts and pieces, which is you guys on the bench, bench jeweler memes, Jake, all you guys, Hannah, yeah, hands down to you guys, because there's no way I could do that. I could set a stone or two, but I don't know, all that soldering and stuff like that. So I brought the designer back for his insight into our designs.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is great. What's the total time they had? 2.5? 3?
Will be 3, but some of them took 2.5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the evolution that can happen in just that amount of time. I think I'm going to call out Andrew on the side of, from start to finish, his landed where you may have predicted.
Yeah.
He had a linear approach. You saw the head get up into place, you saw the petals get up into place, and the shank took form around that stone, added the stone, and that is what some would consider an optimized flow, okay? But that's not necessarily typical design, right? I'm not sometimes the ideal is not the norm, you know? And I think that when you look at his vision and him landing on that vision and following through, that's an exciting thing to see. But design can be quite cyclical, meaning that it loops back to stages prior very often, and sometimes that means back to a blank slate, which we also saw on the screen a couple times. So take Christian, for example, and I think this is one where if you were to pause any amount of the live stream in the first 30 minutes, this ring is nowhere to be seen.
No.
Okay.
I definitely didn't expect a bypass like this.
This goes back to the evolution of what his vision is, how he sees it versus what we're perceiving on our end, you know? And I had a designer years ago that used to say, I'm not finished, you know? I'm not finished. And that's exactly right. That's the hard thing when you're live modeling, and can you imagine if the customer's over your shoulder? This finished piece is very different than what they may have seen in the first 20 minutes, but that's the nature of design. It's what I love about design. You could have 3 designs within a single journey, you know? And I think the one he landed on is really nice. Good job, Christian.
I'd like to call out the petals and leaves used as the prongs to help set this stone. Pretty nice touch on top of the vines that are twisting. So
he's got to talk about organic. If you look at the shape of Christian's shank, there is definitely nature, you know, and that's just a different approach. You got the same with Andrew. It's viney, and that's just like the prompt.
Was all in the prompt.
And I think what you can see, though, is just interpretations, and maybe it's background, too. And if you look at the 2 on the bottom of the screen, as opposed to that organic kind of tree-esque shank that you see with Christian and the viney intertwine of Andrew, if you look at Marty and Christopher, it transitions from floral, organic, and then becomes more of a standard traditional jewelry shank, right? And I think that's part of your background. And are you modeling this with your own manufacturing in mind, with stone setting in mind? And not to say any of these can or can't have their own hurdles or successes at the manufacturing step, but I definitely think that's something to take into account when you're trying to figure out your design process.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that's probably step 1 to take into account, just because you could always adjust your model too, but Just quick call out, like the little cracks and crevices between Chris's head. I don't know if that would necessarily be manufacturable. Maybe you'd have to do like a 210 piece, but yeah, so some of those go down deep, and the investment wouldn't like that heavy gold. But overall, I complimented him on the tulip shape, because the tulip shape for the 6-prong head is gorgeous. I'm like, I don't even know that I could draw a tulip head that good, man.
And I think that's one of those cases where the effort he put into the design may have to be followed up with just added effort at the manufacturing. So he's got 3-tone, okay, and the head is its own. You can cast the white gold head for sure. Now those pedals, maybe he used this as a design platform, and he envisions if that's going to give casting issue, maybe that's another assembly. So it's just something to be aware of, and at the end of the day, jewelry's sold based on how it looks. I can tell you this, no one's pulling you over to a retail case saying to the customer, check this out, this has the lowest recast rate of any of our jewelry. That ain't it.
Amen.
So you really got to sell them on how it looks, and sometimes there's a journey between what you think you're going to do once you manufacture it, and you can make. I'll say this: you can make anything once. The effort
you can try
is what varies.
There was in one of my presentations, I have like an alligator ring that has like chicken feet. It was for a customer in New Orleans, and it was a sketch that I had done. And I can't tell you how many times that thing recasted. But you can try everything once, and you learn a lot from all those trial and errors. So.
Oh, if you want the nugget, I'll drop this nugget of wisdom when it comes
Michael's
to trying things. Everyone knows that the only way to get better is to fail in the gym. And yet we're so worried about it in every other avenue. CAD's no different. CAD, you have to fail. Jewelry, you have to fail, and that's where you learn a lot of things. But that's where hopefully the Gem Vision forum comes into play. Sometimes you can learn from someone else's failure, and I like that about the community. I like that about the skill sharing that we do throughout the industry.
And that's one thing that we're trying to build back, is that sense of community, that sense of purpose within Gem Vision and Gem Vision customers.
Well, I think that's some of the transparency we're going to bring to the symposium.
Absolutely.
I know in the presentations I'm doing, I'm not just going to show the cool things that I know I can do, but I'm going to be highlighting the way I got there and how I know to do it that way because of the issues I've run into in the other ways. And I know that there's a lot of people attending the symposium who are going to either have the, yes, I've been there, or the, yeah, well, I've tried this and it didn't work,
Exactly.
But
yeah, we're trying to pay homage, to the legacy of Gem Vision symposiums, but also bring something, new and refreshing. So,
do we have anybody in the chat going to the symposium?
Bench Jewel Meme said, first time hearing about the symposium.
Bench Jewel Meme's been here the whole time, I know we dropped it.
He said. How much longer? I only got an hour left to resize rings, and he's still in the chat.
I think he was making a meme of us.
Yeah.
So there it is, Gem Vision Symposium. It's back. It's been what, 12 years?
10, 12 years. Yep.
April 12th through 14th, New Orleans, Louisiana, 504.
Yep. In the Garden District. It's gonna be a good time. There's the link in the chat. If you scroll up a little bit above, you can check out all the information there.
I hope everybody's enjoyed watching this live competition. If you're tuning in after it's live, I hope you enjoy it still then. This is an interesting opportunity to see different styles of design, different styles of CAD design, and I would challenge you to watch it, see if they do something you've never done before, and see if you can utilize that. I think we've talked about it a little bit today. There is no limit to your learning when it comes to stuff like this. I did the first hour and a half of the podcast, gave my chair up to Derek, sat down, turned it on, and within 15 minutes he mentioned something that I learned. The alt. The alt.
You didn't know alt?
No.
What? I'm not roasting you or anything, but
no, please. This is look. Everybody knows, and I can tell you, it's the people in the chat are the same way. When you have a timeline, when you have a timeline in place,
Yep.
You get into a groove, you get complacent, you model the way you've always modeled.
Yep. Yep.
And look, it's like learning a new software. Why? You know how to do it, right?
Yep.
Why? Well, sometimes you need to get bilingual.
Yep.
And there's no better way to learn software than treat it like a language, just get engulfed in it, get surrounded by people who use it all the time. And that's where
if there's two nuggets that I can give, one is use the program user guides, whether it's Matrix Gold, whether it's Rhinoceros, whether it's the Quick Start guides. Go through those because those kind of explain. And then the second thing is type your commands in. Like that's the thing that helped me the most is typing commands in. So
thanks, Kev. Appreciate you, man. I hope you have a great one. Hope to see you all out there, out in the
504.
No, just in the industry, man. Find us at JCK. If you're coming to JCK, find the Stuller booth, find the GemVision booth. We will be there. Bo and I will be there.
We will be there.
I mean, lots of us, but we appreciate y'all. Those are good nuggets, man.
Yeah.
Typed commands, and I think it's a balance too, because blend surf, man. I don't type anything more than I type blend surf. And then I've got people on my team that have the G keys.
Oh yeah, I have G keys.
They've got 15 G keys that do all that. All right, Kev, you'll be at JCK. All right,
find us.
Michael Bartlett, Bo Vallow, we'll be there.
Yep.
We just want to hear about what you're up to and share a little bit about what we're up to because we're going to have a. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're good. Well, Matrix Gold 4.0 is going to be out by then, I think.
Yep. It sure will.
With some goodies.
We'll also show it at the symposium. So.
Yeah, unveil. So.
Unveil. Yep.
Hopefully, some of y'all, if you don't have it by JCK, we get to talk about it. And if you do, I want to hear what's going on with it.
All right. Well, I think that will do it for us, and we will be signing off. Again, thank you so much for joining us, hearing us, talk, and just be cooperative with us. So yeah, my name is Bo, and
my name is Michael,
and we will check you guys next time. So thanks.